All right, welcome back. What's up, decoders? Hope you guys are doing good. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you guys are. Hope hope the stream's coming through clear. Please give me a thumbs up as usual. You guys know the drill. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if the sound is good and if the screen is clear. Let me know. My girlfriend's in the chat. Love you, babe. Joseph's in the chat. How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing good today. Visionary Vet, how you doing? Chia, how you doing? Youngblood 34, how you doing? Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. Sean, my man, how you doing, Sean? Of course, I know how you're doing. I just talked to you a bit ago. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, thanks you guys for coming on tonight. We got 30 in the chat. Hey, El Paculi, also, how you doing? Yeah, we're gonna probably have Sean on again after I present. So if you guys like Sean, stick around to the end so you can see his beautiful face. Oh, my brother Kevin's in the chat. Hey, brother, how you doing? It's been a while since I've seen you in the chat. Hope you're doing good. Mary Light Sense, how you doing? Also, hope you're doing good. We'll give another 2 minutes and give people a little bit more time to join, and then as usual, we'll jump right in. Hello, AJ Knight. Hello, Salty Bob. How you doing? Salty Bob, that's a good one. Hello, Kevin. Kevin O'Brien. Yeah, anyways, guys, I've been putting this live stream together all day, and I think I've got some interesting stuff to share here. And really, we're just going to focus on one number. And I love when I can take one number and I can weave it through so many different events. And in this live stream, you're going to see one number is going to come up over and over again. And we're going to talk about things such as Kobe Bryant. We're going to talk about Bray Wyatt, who died on Kobe Bryant's birthday, or Kobe Bryant Day. And we're going to talk about all the monuments. Okay, well, not all the monuments, but we're going to touch on at least 4 or 5 monuments here. And there's probably some that I left out. Even, I mean, I didn't even get a chance to finish it all. But yeah, Repent and Perish says in the chat, monuments are set for destruction. Yeah, I think I agree with you. Joseph says number 248. No, actually not 248. I've been talking a lot about 248, but it's the number in this live stream is not 248. But 248, I'll probably bring that up at the end, maybe with Sean. We'll talk about that number also. Hello, Deanna. Thank you for catching, or Diana, thank you for catching a live stream. Nice that you can make it. All right, so here we go, guys. We got 55 in the chat, and hopefully more people join. But if not, you guys will get the beginning info. So, as you guys know, we have the Paris Olympics coming up in France. So this all started with my France connections, guys. The Jesuits founded in France. The Templars were connected to France. But we have the Olympics coming up in France, okay? And it got me looking into the Eiffel Tower. And so a lot of this started with the Eiffel Tower and then Kobe Bryant. So we're going to talk a lot about the Eiffel Tower. We're going to talk a lot about Kobe Bryant. And we're also going to talk about the Golden Gate Bridge. And there's probably more I didn't even find yet. So this is just, maybe there'll have to be another video that connects even more. But we're going to connect some things here. So first, we're going to connect just exactly what's going on at this period in time, okay? I want you guys to understand this number 135. And the reason that this number is so big is because I saw so many connections with this number. First of all, here on the left side of the screen, you can see Kobe, Japan. Kobe, Japan. On April 1st, this year, Kobe, Japan turned 135 years old. Well, that's very interesting because Kobe, Japan is located at the 135 meridian east. Okay? So Kobe, Japan turns 135. It's located at the 135 meridian east. And Kobe Bryant, I'm going to get to that in a minute, but Kobe Bryant is connected to Kobe, Japan, okay? So Hitler, just 19 days after Kobe turned 135, Hitler turned 135, okay? And that's interesting because, of course, we know Adolf Hitler equals Society of Jesus, same cipher as Society of Jesus, 56. And after that, on May 15th coming up, the Eiffel Tower will turn 135 years old. So in the last 2 months, you have Kobe, Japan, Adolf Hitler, and the Eiffel Tower all turning 135 years old. Now, Israel will turn 76 years old on the 135th day of the year, one day before the Eiffel Tower turns 135 years old. So I want you guys to think about that for a second. Israel turns 76 years old on the 135th day of the year, one day before the Eiffel Tower turns 135 years old. And the Eiffel Tower, because this is a leap year, the Eiffel Tower turned 135 years, or was founded on the 135th day of the year. This year, May 15th, is the 136th day of the year. That means Israel's birthday is the 135th day of the year. But normally, the Eiffel Tower has its birthday on the 135th day of the year. It's opening day, okay? The day it opened, okay? And so I want you guys to think about that for a second. Eiffel Tower, normally the 135th day of the year is its opening date. But this year, Israel has the 135th day. And the next day, the Eiffel Tower turns 135 years, okay? Now, Kobe Bryant, I told you, Kobe, Japan turned 135 years old on April 1st this year. The Eiffel Tower turns 135 years old on May 15th. Kobe Bryant was inducted into the Hall of Fame on the Eiffel Tower's birthday. Okay? This is going to be important going forward later in the stream. But Kobe Bryant was inducted in the Hall of Fame on the opening birthday of the Eiffel Tower. Okay? So this is going to be a big thing to remember. This slide is you're going to want to keep all this in your memory as we go through, okay? So, why is the 135 interesting, okay? I told you, Kobe, Japan is at the 135th meridian east, and it turned 135 years old this year, okay? On 4/1. Well, in gematria, Kobe Bryant equals 41. Kobe, Japan turned 135 years old on 4/1. Kobe Bean Bryant equals 135, guys. Are you guys getting this? Kobe Bean Bryant equals 135. Kobe, Japan is on the 135th meridian east, and it turns 135 years old on 4/1, and Kobe Bryant equals 41. Okay? Kobe Bryant equals 41. His daughter that died with him in the plane crash, she was 13 years old. Okay? Now, we're going to go to the book of Revelation. We're going to go to the book of Revelation, Revelations 4:1, like Kobe Bryant equals 41. And the verse says, "After this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven." Okay? A door was opened in heaven. This is Revelation 4:1, like Kobe Bryant equals 41. Okay? Now, if you take this phrase, behold, a door has opened in heaven, you're going to get the gematria of 135 in reduction and 135 in reverse. So you're going to get two 135s with one gematria, okay? That is not a coincidence, guys, especially since Kobe Bryant equals 41, and this is Revelation 4:1. When Kobe died, it felt like a door opened, didn't it? Kobe's death opened up a door, in my opinion. Like, a lot of people woke up from that incident, and just after that, we had the COVID-19, right? And he died, and he was buried in Corona del Mar, right? So Kobe Bryant very connected with the Corona. And again, what do you need to open a door, guys? Again, this verse is about a door. You need the key of David, or you need a key, okay, to open doors. Well, a key equals 41. Kobe was 41 years old. Kobe Bryant equals 41. Revelation 4:1, it talks about the door being opened. You need a key to open a door. Key equals 41. Kobe died at 41, and he died with his 13-year-old daughter. The word key equals 41 and 13, and 41 is the 13th prime number. So you guys can follow the color code right here. You have the 13s, like his daughter Gianna was 13. Key equals 13. Kobe was 41. Key equals 41. Kobe Bryant equals 41, and 41 is the 13th prime, okay? And again, 135 is behold, a door was opened in heaven. 135 in two ciphers. Kobe Bean Bryant, 135 in the same cipher as open the door. What are the chances of that, guys? Kobe Bean Bryant equals open the door, 135. And then when you go to the chapter in Revelation about opening a door, and you take behold, a door was opened in heaven, it equals 135 in two ciphers. And Kobe, Japan, is at the 135th meridian east, and it just turned 135 years old. I mean, come on. And Kobe Bryant was inducted into the Hall of Fame on the 135th day of the year, the same day as the Eiffel Tower was opened, and the Eiffel Tower turns 135 years old this year. Okay. Now, why else do I connect Kobe Bryant with doors? Okay. Okay, first look at this. I don't know if anyone's ever showed this in the community, but let's just go even deeper on Kobe Bryant and the 135. In Wikipedia, the first person it lists as dying with Kobe and his daughter is a guy named John Altobelli. Right here, this guy. And supposedly this is the guy that also died with Kobe Bryant. John Altobelli just happens to equal 135. I mean, come on. Did anyone ever find this? I don't think I've seen it. But when I saw this guy's name, I was like, are you kidding me? You kidding me? This guy has the 135? And if you want to get a little bit experimental, it says that they were traveling to the Mamba Sports Academy. And if you go to the reduction cipher with the E's and the P's added, it just happens to equal 135. So they were traveling to the Mamba Sports Academy. So Kobe Bryant and John Altobelli both equal 135. They were traveling to the Mamba Sports Academy, which equals 135 in reduction EP, okay? So again, I just showed you Kobe Bryant equals 135. Kobe Japan on the 135 meridian east, it turns 135 years old. Kobe Bryant was inducted in the Hall of Fame on the 135th day of the year. Kobe Bean Bryant equals 135. He died with a guy, John Altobelli, who equals 135. They were traveling to Mamba Sports Academy, which equals 135. Okay, so I think I've pretty much made this number stick in your heads by now. Okay. 135. Thank you, Sean, in the chat. 135 plus its reverse, 531, equals 666, guys. So let me repeat that. 135 plus its mirror number, which is 531, equals 666. Kobe Bryant scored 81 points his career high in his 666th game. So again, the 135 also has a connection with the 666. All right. But how about Bray Wyatt? So this guy's, you guys should have your draw should be dropping by this point, but this is just going to get even more and ridiculous. Okay. Kobe Bryant died on January 26, 2020. 1,305 days later, like 135, Bray Wyatt's last day alive was Kobe Bryant's birthday last year. Because Kobe Bryant was born on 8/23. Bray Wyatt, the wrestler, who equals 135 in the same cipher as Kobe Bean Bryant, Bray Wyatt's last day alive was Kobe Bryant's birthday. Bray Wyatt would go on to die on Kobe Bryant Day, which is celebrated on August 24th. So do you understand this? Bray Wyatt's last day alive, okay? Bray Wyatt's last day alive was Kobe Bryant's birthday, and then he died on Kobe Bryant Day, which is celebrated the following day on August 24th. Kobe Bean Bryant equals 135. Bray Wyatt, 135. Bray Wyatt's last day alive was 1,305 days after Kobe died. Okay, do you understand this? What's the chances of that? 1,003 or 1,305 is like the number 135. And Bray Wyatt equals 135, like Kobe Bean Bryant. And he's super connected to Kobe Bryant. Okay? This is impossible. All right? Now look at this. If down at the bottom of the screen, guys, what happens if you add Kobe Bean Bryant and Bray Wyatt together? Both equals 135 in ordinal. But what happens if you add their names together, Kobe Bean Bryant and Bray Wyatt? Look what you get, guys. 135. Do you understand? 135. If you add their names together, you get 135. Both their names separately equal 135. And Bray Wyatt's last day alive was 1,305 days after Kobe died. Okay? And then Bray Wyatt died on Kobe Bryant Day. Okay? And the reason that I'm talking about Bray Wyatt is because in this last slide, I revealed to you about the door in Revelation 4:1, and how the verse, behold, a door was opened in heaven equals 135 in two ciphers, okay? The phrase open the door equals 135. Well, Bray Wyatt, not only is he connected to Kobe Bryant like this, okay, but Bray Wyatt had a fascination with doors, okay? I told you the verse in Revelation that talks about the door opening in heaven equals 135, and the phrase open the door equals 135. Bray Wyatt loved to open doors. All of his characters he played, his comic character, his fiend character, and his last character before he died, all had door symbolism. The fiend character was hugely connected to Corona, okay? He was champion when Corona started, just like Kobe Bryant died right before Corona, okay? But Bray Wyatt's fiend character would always say, let him, or let me in. Let me in, right here. Let me in. That's a door reference, guys. You have to let someone in the door. Okay, let me in. His other character was in the Firefly Funhouse, where he would always come through the door to go into the, this kind of like this set here. He would always come through the door, peek himself through the door, okay? And his final character, before he died, was all about the door. His entrance was a door opening with a light shining in the background, and he comes through with his lantern, okay? So again, all about the door, which will lead me to the Golden Gate, okay? Here's another interesting thing. This is a bit experimental, but let's go over it. So I already showed you how they connected with their deaths, but Kobe Bryant and Bray Wyatt were born exactly 105 months apart, exactly, because they were both born on the 23rd of the month. So they were born exactly 105 months apart. Well, the number 105 has the first three divisors of the number 105 are 1, 3, and 5. Okay, you guys get it? Kobe Bean Bryant equals 135. Bray Wyatt equals 135. They were born exactly 105 months apart. The number 105, the first three divisors are 1, 3, and 5. Okay, right there. And what's interesting is if you add their names together, Bray Wyatt, Kobe Bean Bryant, which both equals 135, that equals 135 when you add together. Well, this is a total of 5 words and 23 letters right here. I circled it in the yellow. 5 words and 23 letters. Bray Wyatt and Kobe Bean Bryant. Okay. Well, Bray Wyatt's birthday is 5/23 right here. Okay. So I thought that was interesting that when you add their names together, you get 135, but it's 5 words and it makes up 23 letters. And Bray Wyatt was born on 5/23. Okay. So that's interesting. Now we're going to start bringing in the Jesuits and the Vatican and Pope Francis. Because I told you that Kobe Bryant and Bray Wyatt, born exactly 105 months apart, we're about ready to start the 105th NFL season. That's why this 105 is so important. So these two are born 105 months apart. We're about ready to start the 105th NFL season. The Philadelphia Eagles is a football team that equals 105. Okay. Kobe Bryant was born in Philadelphia. Okay. So the Philadelphia Eagles equals 105. Pope Francis' full real name is Jorge Mario Bergoglio, which equals 105. Okay. Now this goes back to the gate and the keys. Okay. The Vatican has the keys of heaven, okay, on their logo. And Philadelphia is given the key of David in the book of Revelation. Philadelphia chapter talks about the key of David. The Vatican has the keys. Philadelphia is connected with the key of David, okay? You need a key to open a door. I've already talked about how Bray Wyatt's connected to the door, how Kobe Bryant's connected to the door. All right? But Philadelphia is a big part of this. And the Philadelphia Eagles equals 105, like it's the 105th NFL season coming up, okay? So in order to open a gate, which is another form of a door, you also need keys. You need the Francis Scott Key Bridge. You guys remember? We've already had a key bridge collapse this year, but we also have another bridge that's called the Golden Gate. Okay? So Philadelphia has a connection to San Francisco where the Golden Gate is because the basketball team, and Kobe Bryant plays basketball, right? The basketball team, that's the Golden State Warriors with the Golden Gate Bridge on their logo, they moved from Philadelphia, okay, in 1946, the year Trump was born. So Philadelphia Warriors moved to San Francisco, okay? So again, Philadelphia has the key of David. The key of David equals 135, and Golden Gate Bridge equals 135, okay? You need the key of David, which is in Philadelphia, and you have the Golden Gate, okay, which equals 135. Again, like Kobe Bean Bryant. So this to me, why does Golden Gate Bridge equal 135 like Kobe Bean Bryant? Remember, Kobe Bean Bryant collapsed out of the sky. Is this going to eventually be the fate of the Golden Gate Bridge? I mean, we've already had the Key Bridge collapse this year, and I've already made connections, and Sean has already made connections, a lot of connections to the Golden Gate Bridge, okay? And how is Kobe Bryant connected to the Pope who has the key on his logo? Remember, Jesus gave Peter, the original Pope, the keys to, the kingdom essentially, right? Well, the Pope, Kobe Bryant was 41 years old, and he was traveling from a Catholic mass, and he died 41 days of Pope Francis's age, guys. So Kobe Bryant was 41 days old, or Kobe Bryant died 41 days after, on the age of 41 days of the Pope, and the word key equals 41. Kobe Bryant equals 41. In Revelation 4:1, it talks about the door, okay? And again, here it says, Kobe and his daughter Gianna were taking communion at a Catholic church, and he died at 41 years old on the 41st day of the Pope's age while traveling from Catholic Mass. Okay? And Kobe Bryant equals 41. And the word key equals 41. Okay? So, this year we have the Olympics. Okay? This year we have the Olympics in France. Okay? I told you the Pope has the keys, the Vatican, and the key of David equals 135. Okay? Like the Golden Gate Bridge equals 135. The head of the Catholic Church is Pope Francis. The Golden Gate Bridge is located in San Francisco. Get it? Francis, Pope Francis, San Francisco, and Paris, France, where the Olympics are going to be. I told you the Eiffel Tower turns 135 years old. The name Frenchman comes from the name Franciscus, which connects to free man. And remember, this is also connected to the Statue of Liberty, because France gave us the Statue of Liberty, which is all about freedom. And during the COVID, we lost our freedom, okay? And Kobe was buried in Corona del Mar, okay? But look at this, guys. What are the chances that France equals 135 in Latin, Jewish? And again, the Eiffel Tower is turning 135 years old just before the Paris Olympics, okay? So we cannot talk about the France until we talk about money. Remember, the Jesuits, and Pope Francis is the first Jesuit Pope, okay? First ever Jesuit Pope. The Jesuits were founded in Paris, France, okay? The money for France is called the French franc. And franc just means free man. Again, French means free man, or, Francis means free man, basically. So look at this. The French franc was originally a gold coin issued in France from 1360 to 1380, then a silver coin issued between 1575 and 1641. The franc finally became the national currency from 1795 until 1999. Okay? So the franc coin was originally gold, and then it was silver. Well, that reminds you of the Vatican keys on the Vatican flag. There's a gold key and a silver key. And here's the franc that used to be gold and silver, right? And again, the Jesuits were founded in Paris, France. And they're the modern-day Knights Templar. Well, the modern-day Knights Templar, the Templars were known to be, they developed the innovative financial techniques that were early form of banking, okay? So this all connects to the money, guys. And it's all about plutocracy. We're talking about Pluto a lot. Remember, Kobe Bryant was hugely tied with Pluto. Pluto is all about plutocracy, which means a society ruled by the wealthy. The bankers or the Templars or the Jesuits are the ones that control the money, control the banking. They rule us because they have all the power and they have all the money, okay? And the French franc is tied to France. Remember, it was Saint Francis of Xavier who Saint Francis Xavier was one of the founders of the Society of Jesus as well. So it's all about this Francis and France word, okay? Now remember, in the Hunger Games, this was a clear symbolism of plutocracy, the Hunger Games, because it was all about the capital, which was where all the rich people lived, and everyone outside of the capital was poor, mostly, right? And I'll just read this. Appearance: the capital of Panem is a technologically advanced utopian city where the nation's most wealthy and powerful citizens live. Okay? So we're going to bring in the Hunger Games here because I think it's going to be relevant, okay? Because it's all about the money. It's all about the control. Okay. So I've been talking this whole thing about the number 135 and Kobe Bryant. Okay. And one of the main stars of the Hunger Games, I know that Xavier is pronounced that way. I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget. People have a weird issue with me accidentally saying Xavier, but I don't know why. It's just the way I grew up, the speech from where I'm from. But I do know that it's pronounced Xavier, not Xavier. But sometimes I accidentally say the wrong thing. So don't beat me up too much. I meant to say Xavier. Anyways, the show Hunger Games features a character who is part of the capital, who helps the main character. Her name is, well, first of all, I want you guys to get the joke here. The actress that plays this character is named Elizabeth Banks. Okay, so sit back in your chair for a minute. Banks, like money, like a banking system. Okay, Elizabeth Banks. She plays the character of the wealthy society. Okay, and which is all about controlling the money and the wealth. And her name is Elizabeth Banks. Well, Elizabeth Banks just happens to equal 135 in the same cipher as Kobe Bean Bryant. Okay. Now look at this. Elizabeth Banks equals Jesuit Order 54. Now look at this. I don't know if you guys will think this is interesting, but look at the name of Elizabeth Banks' character in the Hunger Games movie. It's Effie Trinket. Effie Trinket. Well, if you add one letter to Effie, you get Eiffel. Okay, so Effie, you add the L and you get the Eiffel. And her last name is Trinket, like T. So essentially you have the same initials. ET is Effie Trinket and Eiffel Tower, ET, okay? Like an extraterrestrial. But that might be a bit experimental, but that is interesting, right? Effie Trinket and Eiffel Tower. And remember, she's all about the rich. And I think this has a symbol, this obviously reminds you of, a Tower of Babel type thing. So it is interesting. But anyway, the main point here is that Elizabeth Banks equals 135. The Eiffel Tower will turn 135 years old, 13 weeks and 5 days after her birthday. Okay? So her name equals 135, 13 weeks and 5 days, 135 after her birthday. The Eiffel Tower will turn 135 years old. And Effie Trinket looks a lot like Eiffel. Okay? So, very interesting. Now, this connects to the current situation we're in because France has been known to have fires recently. And the movie that this Elizabeth Banks starred in, who I just connected to the Eiffel Tower, she starred in the movie The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. Now, remember, the logo for the Paris Olympics is a woman's face, a flame that looks like a woman's face. So you can't tell me that this is not connected to this catching fire thing. This whole movie was about a girl on fire, okay? And the Paris Olympics have a logo of a flame that looks like a woman's face, okay? Do you guys see the face, right? So that's a woman on fire. Catching fire, the woman on fire, right? And a few years ago, the Notre Dame de Paris caught on fire. The Notre Dame de Paris translates to Our Lady of Paris. So again, a woman catching on fire. So you got her in the movie Catching on Fire. You got the Paris Olympics logo, a woman on fire. And you got the Notre Dame, which means Our Lady. And it caught on fire. Okay. Now, the Eiffel Tower is also nicknamed the Iron Lady. So is the Eiffel Tower about to also catch on fire? Because it seems like we're getting a lot of women catching on fire, right? Connected to France. Remember, I told you that the movie coming out later in the year, Joker Folie Deux, is a French title, and it's Lady Gaga. Okay. Again, the lady. So Notre Dame means Our Lady. The Eiffel Tower is nicknamed the Iron Lady, and then you have Lady Gaga in the Joker movie, and the word lady equals 15. Well, the Eiffel Tower turns 135 years old on the 15th of May. So 515, and lady equals 15. Okay. And don't forget that Lady Gaga wore a Hunger Games inspired outfit at the inauguration of Joe Biden with Kamala Harris hiding in the background there. Okay. So all this stuff is connected to the Hunger Games and the fire, the lady catching on fire. Okay. Just like the Notre Dame caught on fire. Now, this is where I go back to Kobe Bryant, because now we're going to talk about what's coming up later this month, right? So I told you, Kobe Bean Bryant equals 135, okay? I forgot to put that here, but Kobe Bean Bryant equals 135. So this statue of Kobe Bryant went up on February 8th, 2024, okay? 13 weeks and 5 days later, like Kobe Bean Bryant equals 135, the state of Israel will turn 76 years old on the 135th day of the year, okay? All right? So you guys get that. 13 weeks and 5 days after Kobe Bean Bryant's birthday, or after his statue, on the 135th day of the year, okay, Israel turns 76 years old. Do you remember another monument that came down on 7/6 a few years ago? I'm sure you guys know which one I'm talking about. So Israel turns 76. The Georgia Guidestones, the monument, got taken out on 7/6, George W. Bush's 76th birthday. Okay? But 13 weeks and 5 days after Kobe Bryant's statue gets put up, Israel turns 76 on the 135th day of the year. 1 day later, the Eiffel Tower turns 135 years old. And don't forget, the Eiffel Tower was originally opened on 135 day of the year. Okay. The only reason this is different is because this is a leap year this year. So that means Israel's birthday falls on the 135th day of the year. Okay. So this is why we have to watch out for mid-May, guys, because it seems interesting that they would put this statue up. All right. And I'm going to show you why I think it connects to the tower. So Kobe Bean Bryant's statue, which is a monument, guys, a monument, was put up 13 weeks and 6 days before the Eiffel Tower's birthday. Okay? 13 weeks and 6 days is the number 1, 3, and 6. Well, the Eiffel Tower's birthday this year is on 136th day of the year. So 13 weeks and 6 days after this monument, on the 136th day of the year, this monument turns 135 years old. And when you start your 135th, when you turn 135, you actually start your 136th year of life. Okay? So why is this important? Because what are the chances that Kobe Bean Bryant statue goes up 13 weeks and 6 days before the 136th day of the year? The Eiffel Tower, okay, the tower card in tarot equals 136, okay? 136 is the 16th triangular number, and the tower card is the 16th card in the deck. So I really want you guys to look at this for a second and tell me that this isn't very interesting. I'm not saying the Eiffel Tower is going to collapse on this day, but what I'm saying is watch out for the stock market, because stock market equals 136 also. The Jesuits equals 136. But this seems to align perfectly with the tower card And the 136th day of the year, when the Eiffel Tower turns 136, starts its 136th year of its it starts its 136th year. Okay. And yeah, so that's something to think about for sure. Yeah, Trump Tower too. Someone mentioned in the chat Trump Tower. That's a good point, because Trump, he also declared Operation Warp Speed on May 15th. Okay. So give me a thumbs up in the chat if you guys are understanding how crazy this is, that Kobe's statue lines up with the Eiffel Tower and connects to the tarot card, the Tower card, which perfectly aligns with the day of the year. Okay. I don't think it's a coincidence. And the reason that this day could be interesting is because not only is this a lining up perfectly with Kobe Bryant's statue unveiling, a monument, it's also lining up perfectly with Mercurialia. Mercurialia is the Roman celebration known as the Festival of Mercury, which celebrates Mercury, or the Greek counterpart Hermes, was the god of merchants, guys, as in merchandise, as in selling. Mercury, god of financial gain, commerce, and merchants and thieves. So Mercury, all about trickery and thieves and financial gain, and basically trickery to get financial gain, which is exactly what the elites do. Okay? So what are the chances that the Eiffel Tower was opened on Mercurialia? And Kobe Bryant is a Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury. And 9/11 happened in Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury. Okay? And Kobe Bryant was inducted into the Hall of Fame on Mercurialia. Okay? In 2021. So watch out for the stock market. Watch out for the stock market on Wednesday. Why is this important, guys? I want you guys to understand how big this is. Wednesday is the day of Mercury. And Mercurialia this year falls on a Wednesday. So it lines up perfectly with Mercury, guys. And Kobe Bryant is ruled by Mercury. And the word Hermes equals 135, like Kobe being Bryant. Okay? So, and again, Hermes is the Greek equivalent of Mercury. And Mercury is connected to the Jesuits too, because Mercury is the element on the periodic table that's closest to 201 mass. And we know how big the 201 is with the Society of Jesus. Okay? Now, we're going to, excuse me, we're going to go right back to talking about France and the Eiffel Tower. Why is it that WWE is having an event tomorrow on May 4th, like Jesuit order equals 54, the same day as the Kentucky Derby, guys? The same day as the Kentucky Derby, WWE is having an event called Backlash France. The tagline for this show is "Nightmares do come true." Okay, guys? I mean, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, is now the champion. They're having their first ever event in France. And the tagline for the show is "Nightmares do come true." So how much more ominous do they need to make it? Nightmares do come true? And considering the 135 has been important with Kobe Bryant and the Eiffel Tower and all this other stuff, the Eiffel Tower was opened on the 135th day of the year. This event is called Backlash France. Well, what are the chances that in Jewish gematria, guys, Backlash equals 135 and France equals 135? So that means if you take these two words of the show, Backlash France, and you do them separately, you get 135 in both. Okay? And the name of the stadium The name of the stadium that this show is being held in is LDLC Arena, which in the capital cipher, and this is relevant because we're using the capital letters here. LDLC is capitals, right? So you're taking into account the capital letters. So LDLC Arena equals 135, guys. And the show is called Backlash, which equals 135. And it's in France, which equals 135. And the Eiffel Tower turns 135 years old 1 week and 5 days after this event. And lady equals 115. Okay. And this is known as the Iron Lady. Okay. So it all lines up perfectly with this show, guys. I mean, you guys, I hope you guys are understanding how big this is. This stuff is just so ridiculously coded. I mean, I couldn't believe it when I saw that Backlash and France both equaled 135 and the name of the arena. So now I had to get experimental. So tomorrow, Backlash France, the tagline is "Nightmares do come true." The Eiffel Tower turns 135 years old this year. It was founded in 1889. So I want you guys to really pay attention to what I'm about to show you. This is absolutely mind-blowing. You guys are going to have to ask yourselves, how is this even possible? How Cody Rhodes is perfectly coded with this cathedral, okay? This is one of the most crazy things I've ever seen. All right? So this guy's name is Cody Rhodes. He was born on June 30th, 1985. This cathedral was founded in 1889, the same year as the Eiffel Tower. And Cody Rhodes is in France. He's the first WWE champion ever to be in France fighting on a main event. And the Eiffel Tower was opened in 1889, the same year as this cathedral. This cathedral was opened in Rhode Island. This guy's name is Cody Rhodes. This cathedral's in Rhode Island. This cathedral was opened on Cody Rhodes' birthday. This cathedral opened on June 30th, consecrated June 30th. Cody Rhodes' birthday is June 30th. And it's in Rhode Island. And his name is Cody Rhodes. So this cathedral turns 135 years old on his birthday this year. This cathedral turns 135 years old on his birthday. Now watch this. Watch this, guys. This should have all of your mouths on the floor. From the Rhodes Cathedral on 6/30/1889 to Cody Rhodes' birth, or to Cody Rhodes' birthday this year, is 135 years. When you type in the name of this cathedral, Cathedral of Saints Peter and Paul, and you type in Cody Rhodes' full name, Cody Garrett Reynolds Rhodes, it equals the same in 2 ciphers, guys. Right down there at the bottom. You take his full name and the full name of this cathedral that opened on his birthday in 1889, and it's in Rhode Island, and his name is Rhodes, and they have a direct match in both in 2 ciphers. And this is the full names. This is the full names. This is his full name now. He added his name. His original name is not Rhodes. But because he added this name, and this is in Rhode Island, it was because he added the words Rhodes that you got this direct match to this cathedral. Okay? I just hope you guys are understanding how impossible that is. He adds his last name Rhodes, and it perfectly aligns him with this cathedral in Rhode Island. Like, I'm just going to leave this slide up for a minute so you guys can see. And this connects to the Eiffel Tower, guys, because why is Cody Rhodes in France? He's the first ever guy to be in France. And the Eiffel Tower is going to turn 135 years old. And this cathedral is going to turn 135 years old the same year that he's in France. Okay? I mean, that is not that is not possible. Like, that's That's too many moving parts. You guys cannot say that this is not perfectly coded. I don't know. I was blown away by this. And I got one more. How about that, guys? I got one more. So 135 years is 1,152 months exactly. So from Cody Rhodes, from this cathedral opening that matches Cody Rhodes' names in 2 ciphers, to Cody Rhodes' birthday this year is exactly 1,152 months. Cody Rhodes' nickname is the American Nightmare. The American Nightmare equals 1152. Do you guys get this? This cathedral not only matches his full name and is opened on his birthday, but if you take his nickname, the American Nightmare, and you do it in Sumerian gematria, it equals 1152. And this cathedral will turn 1152 months old on his birthday. So now your mouth should be even more on the floor. Like, I just did 2. I just did. I don't even know what to say, guys. Like, that's his nickname, guys. The American Nightmare, 1152, and on his birthday it'll turn 1152. And it's just, yeah, I don't know. But if that doesn't tell you how important this event is and why they're using the tagline, nightmares do come true. And I'm not saying this cathedral is going to collapse, guys, but this is in Providence, Rhode Island, okay? And Rhode Island, Providence is all about prophecy, or, I mean, the word providence, I can't remember the actual definition of it, but there's something here. There's something even more to this, because this is too perfectly aligned to this cathedral. And I didn't have any time to look more. I didn't have any time to look more into this cathedral, but just what I showed here makes me want to look so much more into this cathedral and how it's connected to this guy. It's absolutely insane. So again, if you guys didn't catch that, if you guys didn't really just see how mind-blowing that is, you guys can rewind and rewatch, but that's insane, guys. And again, another thing that turns 135 years old this year is the state of Washington. So Washington State was founded. Let me just pull it up. Washington State was founded as the 42nd admitted to the Union on November 11th, 1889, okay? So another thing that I didn't get a chance to add to this decode that you guys might be able to add to is Washington State, okay? Washington State turns 135 years old this year on November 11th. So let's just go back to the first slide here, and let's go over all of this stuff, the 135s. Yeah, thank you for providing that. Somebody in the comments said that providence means the protection of God. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, Gene Spliced. Gene Spliced in the chat. Thank you. Look at this, guys. Okay, I just connected Cody Rhodes. Hopefully this is true. Let me confirm this. Oh, protection. Okay, so hold on. Okay, look at that. All right, so let me go over this. The word protection equals 135 and 135 in 2 ciphers. Okay? So let's go back to the cathedral. This cathedral is located in Providence, Rhode Island. Providence means protection. This cathedral will turn 135 years old on Cody Rhodes' birthday. The word providence means protection, and the word providence or protection equals 135 in 2 ciphers, guys. So that's big. And it equals 54. The date of this show in WWE, the one where it says nightmares do come true, this show is on 5/4. So the word protection equals 135 in 2 ciphers and 54 in 2 ciphers. Okay. So that's another big key. I don't know how you found that, Gene Splice, but that's amazing work. But thank you for adding to that, because that is insane. Yeah, let's bring Sean on here. I want to get Sean on, and if anyone else wants to join, surely you guys can also join. So I'm just going to leave the link. So I'm leaving the link in the chat. So Sean, you can join. Joseph, if you want to join. Yeah, I mean, they're saying something about protection, guys. Joseph Aquaviva says, Revelation 13:5, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Yep. So that's Revelation 13:5. And you know what's interesting about that, Joseph? Remember I connected this decode to Bray Wyatt? You guys remember how I connected this decode to Bray Wyatt? So let me get him up here. Yeah, sorry guys, my computer's being slow, so give me a second here. So I told you this is about a door opening, right? And Revelations 13:5, I'm gonna have to close something because my computer is just done. All right, so Bray Wyatt was all about opening doors. But Bray Wyatt also had, let me pull this up. Yeah, sorry, give me a second. I'm trying to get to the point here. All right, here we go. So this is Bray Wyatt's lantern. And notice that he used to come out with a lantern with his face, and the lantern had its mouth open. Okay, see this? So you just told me that in Revelations 13:5 it says something about opening the mouth, like to speak great things, right? Opening the mouth. And this is like an open door, right? And remember at the what was it called, guys, with Travis Scott? The Travis Scott thing. Can you guys help me out in the chat? The Travis Scott, the thing where they walk through the open mouth. Yeah, AstroWorld. So this is the same concept as AstroWorld, guys, the open mouth. and Bray Wyatt equals 135. And in Revelation 135, 13:5, it talks about an open mouth. Okay, so this is symbolic of that. And this is also the door, right? Portal, yeah, door, portal, CERN. And again, Bray Wyatt was all about doors and portals, man. And his brother is getting ready to return, and he was coming through the door, and the fiend was always saying, "Let me in." Okay, let me in. Yeah, I'm gonna have to close my canvas. So I'm done presenting the Canva thing, I guess, because my canvas it's bogging down my whole computer here. So let's get Sean on.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
How's it going, man?
It's going good, man. The last few minutes, it really just like it was progressively getting crazier and crazier. Especially that last thing that um you guys were just talking about with the mouth and Revelation 13:5. Um it totally like answered something to me because well, first of all, when I was taking some notes and I actually noticed something about the key of David. I don't know if you want to look this up, but you know how that verse in Revelation is 13 Revelation 3:7,
Yeah,
right?
which verse?
Oh, about the key of David and the Church of
Oh,
Philadelphia.
okay. Yeah.
I think this might answer a lot of questions about why like that all that Pluto stuff was happening with at the end of April with Kobe Naganu and his son, or Francis Naganu and his son. So
Uh-huh.
first of all, remember that Francis Naganu was 37 years old at the time.
Right.
So if you wanted to look, can you just look up Revelation 37 again, just for some context, or Revelation 3:7? Sorry. So, so there's another place in the Bible where the key of David is referred to. Do you know where that is?
Uh,
I can just tell
it's not
it's
in Revelation.
Isaiah 22:22.
Oh, really?
Yeah, look that up real quick.
Ah, I see. And the key of the house of David will I lay upon his shoulder, so he shall open and none shall shut, and he shall shut and none shall open.
Yeah, so
Yep.
I remember the 222 was really big part of that stuff with Kobe Naganu and Francis Naganu, because remember the death happened 222 weeks exactly um
Right.
after Kobe's death.
Right.
But the 2222 um is something Casey taught me about. That I think that's actually a reference in astrology to the fixed cross. Um so are you familiar with the fixed cross? Can you just pull up the astrology, Will, the one that shows the houses? Like where it has like the houses are numbered. I think it just if you pull up the one on Etsy, I think it'll the third one.
Yeah, this thing's being so slow.
Because so you know how there's like three different crosses. Like there's the cardinal cross, which that's the cross that starts the seasons. So that's Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, Libra,
Uh-huh.
and then there's St. Peter's cross, which is the upside down cross, which is those are the seasons that that had to do with like Kobe and JFK, because it's So again, the cardinal cross is houses 1, 7, 10, and 4, and the upside down cross is Gemini, Sagittarius 3, 9, and Virgo, Pisces 6, 12. So the fixed cross is the cross that's in between those two. So the fixed cross would be where is it? Taurus. We're in it right now. So Taurus, and Scorpio 2-8, and we've been talking about all those 2-8s. Remember, like we can maybe talk about that later. But yeah, like 2-8, and the other part of that fixed cross is the 5 and 11, Leo and Aquarius. You see that?
Let me just try to pull up something that highlights it so people can see.
So the point that I'm getting at, so the reason why the 2222 is represented by those houses, which is the fixed crosses, because those are the ones that are in the middle of the beginning and the end of the seasons, I guess. The ones,
Yeah.
So it's interesting that the Isaiah 2222 is relevant to this. Going back to right what you were just talking about with the Travis Scott thing. Because I noticed that it was on 11/5. The date of the AstroWorld was 11/5. So if you go back to the can you go back to the other chart where it showed that house, the numbers, the house is numbered, like when you see the numbers.
Dang, I guess I shouldn't have closed out. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Just give me a second here. Trying to keep everything together. My computer's just being super slow. Now, why is it not coming up now?
Oh, it's the second one.
Okay, there it is. And don't forget the election's on 11/5 this year too.
Oh, that's okay. That's a really good point. So yeah, remember how I said that 11/5,
Yeah,
that was the date of the
11.
AstroWorld event, 11/5. Yeah. And what makes that interesting also is that it was in Texas, and Texas is the 28th state. And so 2 and 8 are the other parts of the fixed cross, 2 and 8. So it was on 11/5 in the 28th state. And I just think it's interesting how you made the connection with Bray Wyatt and the open mouth, and how he's had those connections to, like, the key of David, and then Isaiah 2222, which represents the fixed cross, talks about the key of David as well. But yeah, it might be just kind of hard to I guess fully articulate that with I guess without like a full slide, so. But another thing, so I guess to move on from that, there's another thing I was thinking about with which one should I talk about first? I have a few notes. Okay, so when Joseph brought it up, and I thought it matches totally with what we're talking about with the 135, and he said Revelation 13:5. Do you remember? Did you see when he brought that up?
Yeah, well, I mean, I saw the last time he brought it up, and that's why I brought up the open mouth thing.
Oh, right. So, oh yeah, exactly. Okay, perfect. This is a perfect thing to segue. So, and you know how it says that he gave him power for 42 months, like 42. So that's interesting because the 42nd prime number is 181, and that was the United States, the UN resolution to vote for Israel statehood was UN Resolution 181. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I thought that was an interesting connection with the 42, and then how that's lining up this year with Israel, with their 76th birthday. And yeah,
Yeah, I
Joseph said
mean,
Barack Obama equals 181.
yeah, I think that the fact that Israel's turning 76 is very connected to the Georgia Guidestones thing.
Yeah.
Because again, if it's connected also to the monuments, I really think we might have a tax on monuments. Remember that was also happening in 2020 during the whole George Floyd thing. Um, there was a lot of monuments going down, and if something might go down in France, that's the Eiffel Tower. I don't know if the Eiffel Tower will go down, but it is interesting. I mean, I'm really looking for the stock market because stock market does equal 136, and that's the 136th day of the year. It's the day of Mercury, and Waters above crypto. He decodes this stuff often with the markets and stuff, and he always says Mercury is the trickster god, basically the god of fake money or money printed out of thin air, or yeah, basically money that's trickery and thievery, right? So
That
if
was another thing
Mercury
that
is
I wrote down about the trickery part, because that ties into the Joker.
right, yeah,
Um,
that ties
and
perfectly too, because Trump, who's often depicted as the Joker, he declared Operation Warp Speed on that same day, May 15th, Mercurialia.
yeah, and so I guess connecting that to the Georgia Guidestones, because the what was it? So the Joker movie comes out on 10/4, and I think that ties to the astrology house again, because the 10th house and the 4th house. The 10th house is Capricorn, and the 4th house is Cancer, and like the Georgia Guidestones, they came down on 7/6, and Capricorn, the symbol is a 76, and then it says, "Do
Right,
not be a Cancer,"
right.
the last commandment. So there's that 10/4, 7/6, Joker, Guidestones.
Yeah, that's interesting too, because yeah, it's just interesting because both those signs have like the 69 and the 76,
Yeah.
because the
Um,
Cancer has the 69, and that's why I think Cody Rhodes is also, because he's a Cancer. Um, yeah, I think
that
that's
stuff with
also
Cody
why
Rhodes
he's part.
is crazy, by the way.
I mean,
The
yeah, that
185
Cody
years.
Rhodes thing. You asked me to share some of my findings earlier. I kind of wanted to save that one for the stream and blow everyone's mind at the same time, because that was absolutely insane with Cody Rhodes in that cathedral, man.
No, 100. I completely agree.
But
And the 150, the 1152, something else about the 1152 that kind of corroborates how important that number is. So from 9/11, to the day that Yale turned 322 years old.
mm-hmm.
You want to look that up real quick?
The Yale turned when? What was it again?
From 9/11 to Yale's 322nd birthday, October 9th, 2023. And then just look at
Oh, I see it. Yeah,
with the end date, yeah, and then the weeks.
yeah. I think I remember you said something about this number before, didn't you?
I may have, but
That's crazy, actually.
and then the tribute in lights, that, the tribute in lights memorial for 9/11.
Yeah.
So that was strategically placed around the eclipse too. So can you go to the start date and can you put 3/11/2002? And then the eclipse that happened on April 8th. And then you can take the end date off for that one. So it's like this pretty much the same.
Right. Well, that's crazy because, well, you want to know why that's interesting too, is because that's Cody Rhodes' number. That's the 192. See, the reason that's the 152 is, or the 1152 is because the Sumerian cipher is just the ordinal times 6, right? So anytime you get a 192, you're going to have in the reverse of the ordinal, you're going to have the 152 in the Sumerians.
Yeah.
And so that's why it was insane that Cody Rhodes, that cathedral is going to turn 1152 months old on his birthday. Like, and the American Nightmare equals that, you know?
Yeah.
And look what I typed in here. It was all about the number 135. Look.
Yeah.
That's one I didn't even add, but I mean that just absolutely blows my mind, guys. I mean,
and
the reason I made that connection was because of 135, and then somehow I got to that. I don't know, like.
And I think the 41 stuff, or 41, like with the founding date of Kobe Japan, that might be pointing to what you're looking at too with the 136, because April 1st is the 91st day of the year on a normal year, right?
Right.
So you want to look up the properties of 91 real quick? So you'll see that it's the 13th triangular and 6th pyramidal, like 1, 3, and 6.
Yeah.
So I think what corroborates that is the 4.1 earthquake that happened in Corona. Yeah. Especially because if you were to look at on the map, I don't want to make you do it, but because I actually don't live too far from there. I've driven past that freeway a bunch of times actually, but the 91 freeway goes right through Corona.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Where the not Corona Del Mar, the Corona and Corona Del Mar are two different places, but Corona, I think that's more like inland. Yeah, the 91 freeway goes right through Corona, and that's where they said the center of the earthquake was. So I think there's probably like a huge clue to that with Kobe and Kobe Japan, and then what you put together with like the 136.
Yeah. In case you guys are confused of what earthquake Sean's talking about, because if you guys didn't watch his video, you guys might not know, but there was an earthquake on 5/1, a 4.1 on Kobe Bryant's daughter's birthday, the one that died with him in the crash.
And most importantly, I think it was the 248th birthday of the Illuminati too. I mean, 248th birthday.
Yeah, so there was a 4.1 earthquake in California while we were on live stream. While Sean was on a live stream, it happened, and Sean felt it, right, Sean?
Yeah.
So it happened like perfectly synced with me and Sean, and with the earthquake, and perfectly synced with Kobe Bryant and the Illuminati. All sync. If you guys didn't catch his video, make sure you go subscribe to Sean's channel, and check out that video he did on the earthquake connected to the revelation. It's insane.
And oh yeah, and then what was interesting too is that, remember how Francis Ngannou. So remember his birthday is September 5th, like 9/5.
Right.
Well, when you use time conversions, so 1:35 a.m. is the 95th minute of the day. So there's another interesting connection
So
with that
yeah,
whole thing.
that's interesting too, huh?
Yeah.
But
Um,
I saw Zenith. I gotta point this out because Zenith, you're still in the chat.
I'll put my link real quick.
Yeah, Sean's gonna put his link to his channel in the chat, so you guys go click it and go watch his last videos, and make sure you just check out his videos. Yeah, Joseph's mentioning that Cladex was also on May 15th. Yeah, so Cladex was the same day as the opening of the Eiffel Tower, Operation Warp Speed, XRP. I'm really watching for XRP because this is actually all connected to XRP. I just don't often mention it, but I always see the connections there. Because don't forget, XRP had its stable release on the date of Cladex, May 15, 2018. But anyway, I wanted to go back. Yeah, I mentioned the Statue of Liberty, Zenith, but I'm trying to find where he mentioned. Yeah, Zenith back here, he mentioned David was famously a musician. Think about how the word key is a music term. Yeah, exactly. And it's what's funny is me and Sean, I don't know if you're still in the chat, Zenith, but me and Sean were just talking about, like, before this live stream, I was telling him why the 135, because being a musician myself, I immediately think of the triad. And I connected this to so the links in the chat, guys, to subscribe to Sean's channel. Actually, Zenith posted it and Sean posted it. So got two posts in there. All right. So again, the key of David, right? David was a musician. And in the song Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen, he writes, I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. Okay. Well, the key of David is a music key, right? Because David was a musician. And the 135, remember I told you that the key of David equals 135, right? And in music, there is something called a triad. This is how you make a chord in music. Essentially, any good sounding chord or music that you like, mainstream usually, is a 135 triad chord. So this 135 is hugely connected to music. I mean, it's not the only type of music chord, but it certainly is the most basic. Every time I play a chord on my guitar, it's usually a basic chord with a one. It's the root note or the one, the third, and the fifth. Okay, so I'll just show you guys. A triad chord is a chord with three notes that can be set as thirds because their pitches work together. Again, this is what makes the chord sound good, the 1, 3, and 5. Each note in a triad bears a specific label. The bottom note is called the root or the 1. The middle note is called the third or the 3. And the top note is the 5th. So again, guys, the secret chord is the 1, 3, and 5. Okay, that's your triad. That's your musical triad. And that's why I believe in the song Hallelujah. Here it is right again, guys. The root note, the third, and the fifth, right here. Now, there's other ways that you can mess with chords, but this is just one of the basic things, a triad. And anyone who plays guitar instruments, they're constantly playing triads. They're constantly playing chords, triads. I mean, just the basic one, right? So now there's a lot more to think about here, but I just wanted to expand on what Zenith said about this being all connected to music. Because do not forget, David was a musician and Lucifer was a musician. And this actually ties to Kurt Cobain. This 135 ties to Kurt Cobain and Kobe Bryant because Kurt Cobain Obviously, he was a musician, but his daughter's name is Frances Bean Cobain. And she has the same middle name as Kobe Bean Bryant, who equals 135. And she just happens to be born on the day leaving 135 days in the year. And again, she's the daughter of the musician who fell, right? Kurt Cobain died. So, interesting, it says right here, on April 1st, 1994, she was 20 months old and visited her father at the Exodus Recovery Center. Okay. Exodus.
Wow.
This was the last time she saw her father alive. 1 week later, he was found dead in Seattle home. But anyway, the 135 connects to her because she's born on the day leaving 135 days in the year. And I believe she's born. Oh, the song that has her name in it, called Francis Gets Revenge on Seattle or something, whatever. A Francis Farmer. Sorry, Sean. Just give me a second here.
No worries.
So yeah, let me just show this real fast because it's part of my 135 decode, and I kind of wanted to add it to this presentation anyways. So Frances Bean Cobain was born on April 18th, 1992, the day leaving 135 days in the year, okay? And the song that her father released, the song that her father released called Francis Farmer, like her name was Francis, spelled the same way, it came on September 21st, 1993. So if you go from the birth of his daughter, I think this was it. Hopefully I'm not completely wrong about this. Oh yeah, no, it's right. So from the birth of his daughter, Frances Bean Cobain, on the day leaving 135 days in the year, if you go forward 1 year and 35 days from that day, and look, it has the 152. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
You see that? That's why I use multiplication, guys, because this happens to me a lot where I see these big numbers located in date numerologies, and it just happens to have this number, the day that she was born. We were just talking about that number. Anyways, she's born, day leaving 135 days, and 1 year and 35 days later, after she's born, her dad releases a song called Francis Farmer Will Have Her Revenge on Seattle. And of course, this is all about his daughter's name is Frances Bean Cobain, like Kobe Bean Bryant, who equals 135. So anyway, I wanted to add that. I'm going to have a decode probably coming connected with her, Bray Wyatt, and the show Ozark. I still need to put that out. So, yeah, Dirk in the chat is saying that Kurt Cobain didn't commit suicide. Yeah, probably not. He was probably taken out. Or maybe he's still alive. Who knows? But if he did die, you know that they like to do their ritual sacrifices probably. So, anything else, Sean? What do you got?
Well, I was gonna see if you could like keeping or continuing with the Key of David stuff. Can you go to the Gematrinator? Can you just open up the Latin cipher and type in Donald? Is it Donald J. Trump? Donald J. Don. I mean, double check.
Donald J.
Yeah, Donald J. Trump. Just look at the Latin. Yeah, like I think I've showed you this before, but like the 1189, that's pretty. I mean, that ties a lot to like the entire Bible because there's a 1189 chapters in the Bible, and also the words nuclear and earthquake put together equal 1189 in standard.
Right. Yeah.
But
Mhm.
now can you type in just key of David?
Ah.
Same thing.
Mm.
And I remember seeing a lot of things with Trump, like with keys and stuff too.
Well, this first of all, I didn't mention Trump at all in this, but it's all connected to Trump, man. I mean, it always is. But this is interesting because there's probably a whole decode now on this. Like, because whenever you get a match in that Latin cipher, it makes me perk up even more.
Yeah,
Um,
I feel like the line is
well, look at that though. That's interesting that Kobe Bryant statue equals 1186, which is the upside down of 1189
wow.
in Latin. Um, yeah, that's interesting.
Did you bring up that monuments equals 585? Because I think that's pretty interesting right there.
No, I didn't because I was just checking words earlier and monuments. So you remember in the movie The Dark Knight Rises? Do you remember how the football game where the whole stadium collapses on
Mhm.
itself after they bomb it?
Yeah.
Um, the team that's playing is called the Rapid City Monuments.
Oh, what the heck?
And I didn't get a chance. I didn't have time to incorporate that into this decode, but I'm pretty sure that that's connected, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing a lot of and look, monuments almost equals 135, but 134.
And so,
That's Ripple XRP right there. That's almost a direct match with Ripple XRP.
all right, I just figured something out that's pretty wild. Because when you typed in 135, that equals 132, right? Was that? I think that's what I
Um,
saw.
I think 135, like not the actual number, but
Okay.
just 1, 3, and 5 together,
Okay.
which is how
Now,
you would say it. That's how you would say it if you're doing music. You would say play the 1, 3, and 5.
okay. So I guess just follow along with me, I guess. But I mean, I'm just gonna guide you if that's okay. Can you look up the number properties of the number 135? Just remember the 132. Just don't forget about the 132. Um, can you look up the properties of 135?
And if you guys are still in the chat, hanging along, please hit the like button if you're just getting in. I forgot to even say that, but I appreciate that from y'all.
Yes, please. Okay, so it's gonna. This was experimental, but I mean, I'm telling you, it all comes together. So look at the tetrahedral number, which is 419220.
Yeah.
So that makes me think of the date April 19th, 2020. It's just like missing a zero. Like it pretty much looks like that date, right? April 19th, 2020.
Yeah. Yeah.
So can you can you make the start date Kobe Bryant's um his 66 career game, which is January 22nd, 2006, and then make the end date April 19th, 2020? And then take off the end date and just look at the weeks. And then click the 743, or just look at the properties. As the 132nd prime number.
Uh-huh.
So I just find that interesting that you get that from, you start at the 135 and that takes you back to the 135, because remember that
Right.
135 equals 132.
Right.
And
Yeah. It
that
equals
end date
132.
that end date is the 135th tetrahedral number.
Yeah. I mean, again, Sean, you're a wizard, man. Like the way you can find that stuff, because yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have thought about doing that. And first of all, the tetrahedral number, I never even used that, but I'm sure it's relevant.
Yeah, so because sometimes I'll look down that far and then I'll see some of the numbers that they just like it kind of stands out to me, like it just because it looks like a date. So that's kind of how I gauge it when I I guess kind of experiment like that, is like I kind of just like look at all the numbers right away, and then sometimes like a number will stand out to me like because it looks like a date already. And then yeah, I mean, the reason why I wrote that down was because the 132, I've mentioned that to you before, because that is an earthquake, one of the earthquake numbers, because 585 is like the study of earthquakes,
Right.
but 132, I think that is the
Well,
year that they first studied earthquakes in China in the 132 Common Era, I believe.
yeah, I saw you mention that before. I do find it interesting too that 135 equals Catholic Church.
Yeah, and I remember I think the 132 came up with the Kobe Naganu stuff because he died 132 days before
Yeah,
the
you
Pope's
did bring it
birthday.
up with the
So that I mean
yeah,
that's
and that
perfect
that
because in
connects
Catholic Church
perfectly.
132. But something else that had, I mean, the
Yeah,
132 also. Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
Oh, so how I mentioned that 585 and 132 are both earthquake numbers.
Yeah.
So 585 plus 132, that equals 717, 717. So if you can you look up the a duration? It's Gianna Bryant's birth to her death. So May 1st, 2006 to January 26th, 2020. And I think we're just gonna look at the weeks again with the end date. Yeah, so she died exactly she was exactly 717 weeks when she died. And again, that's 132 plus 585.
Okay, yeah.
And 7 times 17, that's the prime factorization of 119. Um, which I've tied to the Golden Gate Bridge or the Golden Gate because the Golden Gate, the celestial Golden Gate, is at the 267th degree, and one
Yeah.
or the first prime is 2 and the 19th prime is 67. So I think that all just like goes hand in hand.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, I think the more you show me stuff, Sean, the more I think that that everything is like literally so perfect that it's insane, man. Like because the connections that you find on a daily basis, like just but in the way you do it too, and then if you can just combine that with what I find, you know, all the time too. I mean, and what we just see in this community every day, it's just like, come on, like,
Yeah, it's because I mean
yeah,
I
I don't
I
know
look
this.
a lot of stuff that you find like ridiculously. So I think because I feel like I'm so focused on like the earthquake and nuclear stuff. So a lot of other stuff um gets past me, but then a lot of stuff that you find kind of adds on to, I guess, my focus anyways. So it all just comes together nicely. Oh, also, what's interesting? Are you still there? Um, it's exact. No, yeah, exactly. It's mad that you were born on 10/7. That is exactly what I think too. Cody, are you? I can't hear you. Are you still there? Is it my speaker? Oh,
No, what's going on? Can you hear me now, Sean?
I can hear you now. Yeah, I can
Did
hear
I
you
did
now.
I drop out?
Yeah, for like a minute.
Well, yeah, my stream dropped out, but you kept streaming, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's funny,
Yeah,
man.
mm. But
Okay, so yeah. Um. Anyways,
oh yeah, so I was gonna say, so what's interesting also is if you were to take out that end date, it would be, and if you were to look at the dates, it's 5,018 days.
right.
And um the 518 is interesting because the top floor of the Space Needle, the Seattle Space Needle, is 518 feet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, I don't know when I originally saw this, when you did the add the end date, and I saw the 519. I don't know. I just keep seeing this 519, this 519 in connection to Kamala Harris and the date May 19th this year. But
Oh yeah, I
I
remember
won't
you
go
were
into.
talking about that.
I just keep. I've seen some connections with Kamala and with Well, heck, today I found that Kamala Harris was born like perfectly in sync with the founder of the Church of Satan or something like that. I can't even remember now what it was I was looking at, but yeah, the Church of Satan, Anton LaVey, his um his daughter, they say that his daughter looks like Taylor Swift, right?
Yeah.
And actually, they do look alike, 100%. And
Yeah, they do.
there's this huge connection somewhere between the year 1989, and which was Taylor Swift's birth year, and how Kamala Harris was predicted as president that year also by Gerald Ford. And I can't remember what it was, but something lined up perfectly with. Yeah, I can't remember what it was. It was like maybe it was from Anton LaVey's birth to Kamala Harris's birth, I think. I found like a crazy connection, but I won't go into that now, but we'll.
There's also something interesting. I was looking up like another interesting connection with Bray Wyatt with his birthday and Kobe's birthday. So you know how Bray Wyatt, he was born on May 23rd, 523, but you can write that as 23/5.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Wait. What was that last thing that you were just looking at? That had it had 11959. Do you know what that was?
No, I was just typing in a date.
What? Oh man, I wish you. That was a trip because that was my dad's birthday. Like exactly, it was January 19th, 59. So I was like, whoa. But
No, it was just
so you,
it was just in between. It was just in between. Like I was typing in a date and a
oh,
number came up. I don't know what it
oh
was.
yeah, yeah. Well, okay, so you know how Bray Wyatt, he was born on the like 23/5.
Hmm.
Well, it's interesting because Kobe was born on the 235th day of the year.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen that before actually.
Yeah. Okay. And
Yeah, but that 235. That's also Kamala D. Harris in gematria too.
oh
And
wow.
yeah, I looked into that number a lot actually at one point.
And then
Um,
and what I guess what's kind of double coded about that is I think that's the 143rd day of the year on a normal year, right? Is it?
yeah, I got the date up here. His birthday's
So
right.
so look at the 143rd prime.
Oh yeah, Joseph's saying in the chat the Society of Jesus equals 235. Yeah.
And you'll see that the 143rd prime
I don't know
also
why
matches.
it's not loading. Hold on, let me just type it. Okay, now it's just completely not loading at all. Okay, there it is. Okay, what are you saying?
The 143rd prime and that's
Is
Kobe's birth.
823.
Yeah,
What the world? This is insane.
yeah. Like how
Kobe
did
Bryant
it?
and I mean, we just went around in a big circle. I mean, I don't know if you guys are getting this. Like, maybe you guys are a bit lost because we're kind of all over the place. But Kobe Bean Bryant and Bray Wyatt again. Bray Wyatt died on Kobe's birthday or on Kobe Bryant Day, and they had the same gematria. And Kobe Bryant's born on the 235th day of the year, and Bray Wyatt's born on 2/3/5, and Bray Wyatt's born on the 143rd day of the year. The 143rd prime number is 823, which is Kobe Bryant's birthday. I mean, come on now. Like I'm speechless, man. I don't understand how that's possible, man. Like that's
Same.
Are you guys getting that in the chat? Hopefully you guys are getting that. I know a lot of you guys don't know maybe who I'm even see whenever I'm talking about wrestling, I feel like I need to just like explain more because a lot of people have no idea at all who these wrestling characters are. So
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I really don't know if there are any other decodes like this. Like, because I feel like there's a lot of symbolism with the WWE that you can point out. Just, you know, I don't think you have. I think anyone can really see that, but like, I don't know if anyone's doing these kind of decodes on the WWE. Like, I don't think I've seen them anywhere else besides here.
No, I'm pretty sure that I am the place for the WWE codes.
Like the
I
Bray
mean,
Wyatt, like the Bray Wyatt stuff, the AJ Styles, like all the stuff happening this year, and it's undeniable. It's undeniable.
I mean, did you? Yeah, I mean, again, I guess this is my niche, right? My niche is WWE because to me, it's the most obvious and the most. See, they build these characters. They build these characters with archetypes, and it's so easy to decode them. And then, especially when you find number synchronicities like this, and then you realize that the WWE is completely encoded with the rest of the sports too. So if you're not encoding WWE at the same time as because a lot of people are doing the WWE and the NBA together, and MLB and NHL, but they're not encoding the WWE with it because they're encoded together. Why do you think Patrick Mahomes was just? Why do you think Patrick Mahomes was just in Kansas City at the WWE live event, and the guy that he confronted was Bray Wyatt's former partner in one of his groups? Like on a perfect day for it to happen too. Like Patrick Mahomes, like the most famous athlete right now.
Yeah, that was clear. I think I even remember you were clearly talking about 15 like before that event happened. I'm pretty sure like you were right. Like before
Yeah, I
Patrick
was
Mahomes
talking.
won WWE.
Yeah, I was talking about that like the day or two before, and Patrick Mahomes was in the WWE number 15, just like the next day. Because I knew it was going to be all about because it was Logan Paul, right? Most of you guys know who Logan Paul is too. Well, yeah, Patrick Mahomes. See, there he is wearing the WWE belts, and he gave his Super Bowl rings. It's right here. He gave his Super Bowl rings, his 3 Super Bowl rings to Logan Paul, and Logan Paul used them to punch out the lights out of somebody. Well, not really, but that's what the that's what the fake narrative was, He didn't really actually hit him, but if he would have hit him, it would have probably killed him. But yeah, so Patrick Mahomes was actually helping him attack the other guy,
But yeah, you're right. Like the most famous person associated with the 15, number 15, happens to be on the WWE like 2 days after you made a whole video about 15 and 47.
And he was confronted by this guy who used to be in Bray Wyatt's group. And now Bray Wyatt's brother is coming back right now.
Right.
And this guy's from Wisconsin. And Bray Wyatt gave his speech about being baptized in the dark and being reborn on the day that the Kobe Oganu was born. Right?
Yeah.
And in this case, this guy's from that same state and used to be part of that guy Bray Wyatt's group. So it was perfectly synced. And Green Bay, okay, first of all, Green Bay and Kansas City, where Patrick Mahomes plays for, they have a huge connection as well. Because the first Super Bowl was Green Bay versus Kansas City. So I'm wondering if they're telling us that there's going to be like a Super Bowl I rematch or something, maybe. I don't know. That would be crazy. That'd be like starting over from where you began almost.
It's interesting because that makes me think of cheese. Like, because like, you know how like the Green Bay Packers in Wisconsin, they're known for the cheese.
Yeah.
But then that makes me think of money. I think I think I learned about that connection from 7-1 because he brought up like the concept, like the reflection of the moon and how, like, I guess it's like an old tale or mythology, but the reflection of the moon, it looked like cheese or something with the moon and cheese. Have you heard
Makes
about that
sense.
connection?
Yeah, I mean, I've already thought. I think I've heard many times, and I've thought myself that the moon has a connection to cheese.
Yeah, and we're talking about plutocracy and money, and I think that's just what's going in my head right now.
Well, the quarterback for the current quarterback for the Green Bay Packers is Jordan Love. And he has very interesting gematria. He has Cody Rhodes gematria, and he also has earthquake gematria. But he has that 116 again. And I recall that Derek over Gematrinator, he did a video about Jordan Love and how he's connected super with like certain things, like with just the whole love narrative, like anything connected with love, like there was a huge connection there. So like, and okay, also, while we're on the subject of the Green Bay Packers, don't forget, that one of the other most famous quarterbacks also has the 135, Mr. Aaron Rodgers.
Oh.
And Aaron Rodgers, oh, well, that's interesting too. This makes sense now. Bray Wyatt died on August 24th, and like 3 or less than 2 weeks later, on the first Monday Night Football game of the NFL season on September 11th, the 22nd anniversary of 9/11, there was that huge Aaron Rodgers 22 ritual. I did a whole video about it. It was a crazy decode. The 22-year-old caught the interception or something and ran it back. Aaron Rodgers got hurt in that. So I kept looking at this 135 number, and I saw that Bray Wyatt died, and I saw that Aaron Rodgers got taken out for the season, and I was like, this is an unlucky number right now. Because they were really ritualizing this 135 number at that time, because it was literally right after Bray Wyatt died, and Aaron Rodgers then gets hurt on 9/11. And Aaron Rodgers plays for the Jets now. So could be more 9/11 symbolism. Second 9/11.
I see what you mean. And then I saw a comment that was really good. Think ahead 201. He mentioned that 24 years and 8 months it equals 90,011 days. 9011 days.
Oh, okay, yeah, 24 years and 8 months. Yeah, and that's, I never showed this on a video yet, I think, but from Trump's election, hold on. From the day that Trump was elected, or the day, or the evening after, or something like that, 11/8/2016, to his mugshot on the same day Bray Wyatt died. And remember, this happened in Georgia. So, and this connects with Cody Rhodes, because this connects with what's going on in France right now. Both Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles are from Georgia. And this mugshot was in Georgia. But anyway, from Trump's election, from the election to the mugshot on 2/4/8, it was 2/4/80 days, right? And from Trump's inauguration on 1/20/2017 to, if you add the date to the same day, 2/4/8, the day he got his mugshot, was 2/4/08. You guys see that? How impossible is that? I mean, from the election day, 2/4/8, from the inauguration day, 2/4/8, and then on 2/4/8 he gets his mugshot. Oh, and by the way, to also mention something about what you mentioned earlier about Donald Trump equaling Key of David.
Mm-hmm.
So Leonard Cohen was the one who wrote the song Hallelujah, which mentions, I heard there was a secret chord that David played. And it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift. It's all a chord progression. Anyway, did you know Leonard Cohen, that wrote the song Hallelujah, he died literally hours before Trump was elected.
Oh, wow.
So you already made
Wow.
this connection with Key of David and Donald J. Trump equaling the same in Latin. And now I just remembered that Leonard Cohen died like hours before Trump was elected. Like he died on, I think he died, if my computer would, hold on. And Leonard is like a Leo. That makes me think of Leo. Yeah, he died November 7th.
Wow, that's crazy.
So yeah, November 7th, like literally, I guess you could say within hours, like within 24 hours of Trump's election win,
Yeah. Damn, that is wild. He's the one who wrote that song? Oh yeah, he did.
Uh-huh.
Wow. That's,
As a matter of fact,
I have to look into
let me
that.
run his.
Didn't you find something else that was 9/21? What was something else had that 9/21 birthday or founding date? His birthday is 9/21.
That's the date of the release of the song Frances Farmer Will Get Her Revenge on Seattle.
Oh, that's right. That's interesting. Oh, 297. Golden Gate Bridge, 297.
Yeah. Leonard Cohen equals 60. So Donald Trump equals 60. Leonard Cohen equals 60. He died just hours before Donald Trump was elected the first time, and now Trump's running in the 60th election.
You know the 114 connects to your birthday, right?
Yeah, 6/19 is the 114th prime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my birthday both ways, written both ways. If you write it 6/19, it's 114 prime, and if you write it 196, it's the 14th triangular.
Oh wow.
And the 169 is always I always think of the gold, because 169 is the mass of gold on the periodic table. Oh, sorry, 196. I'm saying 169. 196.
Oh, I also found something interesting, that because you've been talking about 105, 551, and remember how you talked about the 357, 357?
Yeah.
So if you recall, 105, the prime factorization of 105 is 3 times 5 times 7. And do you remember that?
Yeah. Sorry, can you repeat that? My girlfriend was texting me something in the middle. I
Oh,
got distracted.
well, just look up the properties for the number 105. This might be why this 105th football season is gonna be really important. Yeah, so it's the 3 times 5 times 7, the prime factorization.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's interesting because 357 days it equates to 51 weeks.
Ah, okay. So they got the 357, the 105 breaks to the 357, and that's the 51.
Yeah.
Well, and that, you know, it's interesting because, you have Mars. You have Mars equals 51 and 15. And the Eiffel Tower is on something Mars, right? Can you hear me? Hello? Shoot. Sean, you're muted.
So now?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, I can.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't think anyone heard you. I think you were muted.
yeah, I'll repeat it. So yeah, what you were saying about Mars and the Eiffel Towers. So the Champ de Mars, or the Eiffel Tower, is at the park, or overlooks the park Champ de Mars. Which that Mars does refer to Mars.
Right.
And oh, I just thought about that. That's interesting because because I mean,
Construction started January 26th.
oh my god, I did not know that.
Well, I was making all these connections with Kobe. Okay, so get this, guys. Kobe Bryant was inducted in the Hall of Fame on the birthday of the Eiffel Tower on May 15th, and the construction of the Eiffel Tower started on his death date. I mean, come on now. If that doesn't tell you that there could be an
and he
event.
was buried, in Corona del Mar.
Right, yeah. Corona del Mar.
But there's something I thought about that too that has to do with Mars and the tower. Like you brought up that was a 16th tarot card, the tower card.
Uh-huh.
So 16, that's 8 plus 8, and the 88 has to do with Mars because the oh no, sorry, I'm wrong. 88 has to do with Mercury. I was thinking about Mercury. So the 88 connects to Mercury because the magic square of Mercury is an 8 by 8 grid. Yeah. Yeah. The magic square of Mercury is 8 by 8 grid.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, 8 plus 8 is 16, and then the 16th tarot card, the tower card. I guess the
Yeah, I
55
mean,
is going to be interesting too, because like with the earthquake equals 55, and then the magic square of Mars is a 5 by 5 grid.
yeah, because I'm trying to think what I was going to say about Mars. I just having a brain freeze, man.
Yeah, and 88-day orbital period of Mercury. Mercury has an 88-day orbital period in zenith.
Oh, Zenith. Yeah, he's okay. Yeah, thank you. Um, people saying I lost audio. Can you guys confirm if I lost audio?
Maybe they were talking about me when I.
Oh. But did you see what I translated here?
Yeah.
It's literally field of Mars, huh?
Yeah. Oh wait, what is field of Mars? What's the gematria of that?
Field of Mars, or
The field of Mars.
I
What did you
find
look
it.
up?
I do find it interesting that it equals 47 again, the 15th prime.
Yeah.
So there you go again, right with the 15 again. Oh.
Yeah, 108's interesting.
I mean, it has yeah, it has some interesting numbers. I mean, it has that 54, and that's the date of the that's the date tomorrow, the day of the nightmares do. I mean, what do you think about them writing on their thing the tagline "Nightmares do come true"? I mean, come on.
Yeah. That is very that's very eerie.
Yeah, but
Oh, and then, yeah, tomorrow 5-4. You said that's the date of the race, right? The Kentucky Derby.
yep. Yep. Um, but yeah, it does seem everything right now is kind of coming back to this 1551, I guess, and the 105s, and just like again, even when I typed in Champ de Mars, it equals 47, which is the 15th prime. And everything I did with that France decode, it kept coming back to the 47 or the 15.
Yeah.
So, and this has like a bunch of primes here. It has the 26th prime, the 15th prime, the 18th prime, and then the 196 is, I was wrong earlier. The 196 is oh yeah, 14 square, not 14. I said earlier I was wrong. 196 is 14 square, not 14 triangular.
The what was it? Oh, the 47 is interesting because of what I brought up with the 717, like with John and Bryant being 717 weeks when she died, and then have those two earthquake numbers equal 717 because that's the 7 and 17 are the fourth and seventh prime numbers.
Right, yeah. That's interesting too because you connected that to the earthquake, right? Earlier.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean you've already
Oh,
connected Kobe Bryant.
did you mean to put the 26th for the first date?
Yeah, I'm looking to see how many years after
Oh my
the
god, 133. That's crazy. Oh, 133. 133. That is big.
All right, guys. So what I've got up here, if you guys are lost in the chat, I found out the Eiffel Tower, this construction of the Eiffel Tower started on January 26, 1887, and Kobe Bryant died on January 26, 2020. So Kobe Bryant died on exactly 133 years after the construction started on the Eiffel Tower. And if you guys didn't watch the beginning of the stream, the whole decode was about Kobe Bryant and the Eiffel Tower. So 133, I mean, that's government. That's White House. That's authority. Oh, no, not authority. What else is 133? Yeah, I'm blanking right now, but there's a lot of 133s.
Yeah, and then the 133 makes me think of Revelation 13:3 about the beast receiving the deadly head wound.
Oh, is that the verse?
Yeah,
Oh,
Revelation 13:3.
that's interesting too because president equals 133.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've been talking about Trump and the head wound, right? And um, man, yeah, that has to tie in somehow. Because remember, Kobe Bryant also died while Trump was still president.
Yeah, and then I mean they obviously have that Pluto connection too.
Right. Cody Rhodes' full name equals 133. Yeah.
The 133 always makes me think of 322 as well, because the first prime is 2 and then the 33rd prime is 137, and 2137 is the 322nd prime number.
Okay, yeah.
So that always makes me think about that. And then the Super Bowl 53 was on the date 2319, like 2319, the emergency code of Monsters Inc. And again, that movie came out the day that there was a terrorist alert on the Golden Gate Bridge. Um, and so again, 2319, the Super Bowl that was on 2319. The score was 13-3.
Right. Yeah, that's Super Bowl. That was such a low scoring Super Bowl too.
Yeah.
Wait, this thing is 81 stories tall?
Wait, where does it say that? Oh my god.
Okay, so Kobe Bryant Kobe Bryant scored 81 in his 666 career game, and then he died on 10/126, that date of this construction, and this thing is 81 tall. That was his do you get it, Sean? That was his highest game, and this thing's 81 tall.
Oh my gosh.
And look
Oh
at
my god.
this. It opened on March 31st, which is the backwards 133 too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
331, which is the 67th prime, 331. And that was like around the same time Trump's hush money thing started last year. So yeah, this thing's like seems to be very, very coded.
Yeah.
And look, the coordinates are 48 and 48.
Wow.
So yeah, 48 and 48 degrees north. Wait, what's this? No. Hold on. Oh no, so it's 48 degrees north and 217. Why does it have 2 here? I don't get it. It's
Maybe is it like without the top of the is it without the top? Like maybe the spire is they measure it without the spire and with the spire, maybe?
no,
I
this
don't
is
know.
the coordinates though.
Oh, the coordinates. Oh, it does.
See, the coordinates of the Eiffel Tower is 48 degrees north, 2 degrees east. But then here it says 48 degrees north and 2.29 degrees. So it has 2 different coordinates. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's so big it sets on 2 different things. I don't know.
It's also interesting that like there was a bunch of like for the Olympics this year, there was a bunch of promotion with showing the 2 Jupiter symbols on the Freemason or the Freemason, the French arch, the French arch. Forget what it's called. But there was a lot of like promotion for the Olympics with the 2 Jupiter symbols on both of the pillars. So there is definitely like something to that France, and Kobe connection.
Yeah, I think there's way more to find still with this stuff, guys. But I mean, yeah, I think that maybe there'll be like more decodes coming on the Eiffel Tower. I don't know. But the main point was that this decode, it blew my mind. I don't know if it blew everyone else's mind, but for me, it was like, man, like how all the 135s, how Kobe Bryant ties, you know.
Yeah. Um,
See, why does this
the
say January 28th here?
That's interesting. That
See,
that
this is
kind
what
of
I
stuff
mean, though.
really.
Like they always
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because I still haven't even posted my Ryan
and
Garcia
look, it
video, but
says
oh, what the heck? It opened.
what? What do you see? I think you're muted. Are you muted?
Oh, sorry. No, I was getting the completion date and the opening date mixed up, so just ignore me.
Okay. But what I'm seeing here is they changed one of the dates says January 28th for this construction starting. One of them says January 26th. So
Yeah, it's weird because sometimes I almost think maybe they adjust it to fit like a certain narrative. Because like I mean, I'm not gonna get too much into it, but I noticed that also with I haven't even finished it yet, but with Ryan Garcia, because there's two different sort like when you look up where he was born, there's two different answers to it. One of them says he was born in Victorville, California, and then the other one says that he was born in Los Alamitos. And the one for Los
yeah,
Alamitos like totally fits the narrative of what I was like looking into, but it's like it. I feel like that's kind of one of those things. Like obviously the people probably have fake names too, so like the names probably match with the gematria and the numerology and all that. So it's like that could just be like you finding that the 28 and the 26 could be like probably catching them in their own like inconsistency.
yeah, but this definitely blows my mind. Do you see what I have up here, Sean?
Oh, yeah. Wait, what's the that end date? What does that one reflect?
Well, that's
Or, I
actually
mean,
the
sorry.
beginning date.
I mean,
That's
sorry.
the
The
beginning date. You know what that is, right?
what is it?
That's the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, that's right. Oh my god.
Okay, so again, guys, let me fill you on what I'm doing here. This is just kind of a random video. I'm sorry, guys, if you guys are still watching. I still have 84 in the chat, so thank you guys for putting up with this. Uh, but I know this isn't the most fluent live stream ever, but I appreciate you guys all being here. So if you guys are getting in now, go back and watch the beginning of the stream. That's like the actual presentation. Right now, we're just like messing around, really. But what I just discovered here adds on to my hunch already. I was already looking at earlier from the opening of the Statue of Liberty, which was given to us from France, to the beginning of the construction of the Eiffel Tower on January 26, 1887 is 12 weeks and 6 days, which is, again, the date that it started, 126. This is the day Kobe Bryant died. And my whole decode from the beginning was about Kobe Bryant. So, again, there we go. And 90 days is interesting, too, because what was I looking up earlier that equaled 90 something? I know Golden Gate equals 92, doesn't it? Yeah. So that could tie the Golden Gate in equals 90, but you still there, Sean?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, no, yeah, I see what you're saying.
So yeah, 90 days, Golden Gate 90. Interesting.
Yeah. But
yeah.
I was just gonna say I think like you might have caught them in their inconsistency. Like they probably maybe changed the date recently or something like that. Because I've noticed that they've done that before. Um like I think they totally like changed it to I don't know. It's hard either because something is too obvious or because they're also trying to make something fit a narrative. Like, did you ever hear about when they changed the name of Donnie Darko? Because in the Wikipedia, way before when it wasn't, I guess when all the Trump stuff was the Trump symbolism wasn't as obvious. Um, Donnie Darko in Wikipedia, like his name used to be Donald J. Darko,
Oh yeah.
and I have like screenshots and everything. Like I have proof that it was Donald J. Darko, and then more recently they've changed it just to Donald Darko. But I know for sure for a fact that it used to be Donald J. Darko.
Yeah, I remember seeing that too. I didn't know that they changed it though.
Oh yeah.
I know one thing I caught them in just recently too. I can even prove that too because I know I have screenshots back in my older videos where I showed Dusty Rhodes' birthday because Dusty Rhodes' birthday was October 11th. And
Mm-hmm.
now if you go to Dusty Rhodes' Wikipedia, it's October 12th now.
Oh, that is weird.
I mean, they're changing people's birthdays. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just
I think
like,
I
did
think
they
they did
go?
that also with but
No, go ahead. It's fine.
oh no, I was gonna say I think they also did that with Travis Scott, like his like full on like the year that he was born. Like I think they like totally changed his year to like I think he used to be born in 90 or was this here right now? I'm almost 100%. Yeah. I think it used to say that he was born in 1992, and now it says he was born in 1991. And then obviously like they did that with Chadwick Boseman too. That one was
Yeah,
really
I know
obvious.
I know they did that with Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
Joseph in the chat, he's saying he has screenshots of it being Donald J. Darko as well. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, but I was bringing up this show because I remember there was a show called 1889, but it was called 1899.
Mm.
But yeah, you can obviously see just by the freaking cover of this that there's a bunch of symbolism.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It
but
makes me
that's the
think.
reason
Okay.
I was.
Oh, no, go
Huh?
ahead. I'm just looking it up.
Yeah, the only reason I was bringing this up, this show, is because I thought the year that the Eiffel Tower opened was 1889, and all the other 1889s that we're founding, we found. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it was actually 1899. Hmm.
I was trying to see if there was anything with the movie Ratatouille because of the French connection. That's my favorite movie
Oh,
actually.
Ratatouille.
Yeah. Have you seen that movie?
No, I haven't seen
That-
it, but I know what you're talking about.
yeah, that's my favorite movie of all time.
How do you even Ratatouille? That's your favorite movie?
Yeah.
That's funny.
891 weeks.
I think. Let's see. Yeah. Hey, we're at 2 hours and 22 minutes right now.
Oh, okay, so I guess I know you probably want to get going soon, but I, since you brought up the 222,
Yeah.
when you put the that verse I was telling you about with the one that Joseph brought up, Revelation 13:5,
Yeah.
in um wait, so is the capitals added? Is that Frank Baconis? Capitals added?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Oh no, I think no. Frank Baconis is like capitals mixed. I think.
oh, okay. Well, I guess it's the capitals added cipher then, but Revelation 13:5, the whole verse, like when you copy paste that into the gematria, in Frank or the capitals added, it equals 1399 1399, and that's the 222nd prime number.
Oh, that's interesting. Did you hear that,
Yeah, like
Joseph? Joseph's in the chat right now posting. Joseph's in the chat posting all the 222s right now.
that.
Trump 222, Donald Trump Senior 222, Trump Organization 222. And he just said, "Wow." I think he said that to what you just said.
Oh.
All right, so yeah, I just can't do it right now. I think my computer's just too much. It's getting too much right now for my computer, I guess. But yeah, I guess we'll get ready to close it out because I think yeah, I think I'm just getting tired. I think that's my main issue.
What time is it?
10:54 p.m.
Okay. Is that person still next door? Where are you still in the same place where you said like the walls are really thin?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Okay, I'll tell a really strange story, but this place has okay, guys. So I'm staying in a wood cabin here in Turkey, and it's nice. It has like a jacuzzi in here and everything, but at night when I was sleeping, like it's literally the walls are so thin you can literally hear people farting in their sleep. Like it's ridiculous, man.
That's crazy.
I'm just laying there one night, half asleep, and I just hear someone just in the next room just letting loose. I was like, "What the heck? What is going on?"
You're not kidding about those thin walls.
Yeah. So, and luckily, there's no one. I told my girlfriend that she was like, "Are you kidding me?" And we could hear like when she was staying in the room next to me because we don't stay in the same rooms because she can't sleep. But
Oh,
like we could hear like our own phones on. It's like we
oh,
could hear our phones playing. It was like it's so bad. But luckily, right now the both the rooms next to me are empty, so I'm pretty much just being as loud as I want. So
that's good. But
somebody in the
how do you know that the rooms are empty? Just because it's so quiet, so you would
yeah I
know
haven't
otherwise.
yeah I would know because I
Oh,
haven't heard anybody go in and out of those rooms for like 3 days. So,
that makes sense.
but somebody in the chat said Turkish farts. Actually, I'm pretty sure the guy that was in the room was Russian. So Russian farts. Sorry, guys. I'm getting a little. I'm just tired, so I'm probably just splurting out weird
but,
stuff.
but think ahead. He made a really interesting comment. Think ahead's been leaving gold in my comments too, but he said that is 12/6/89 days with the end date from the Eiffel Tower construction completion to Gustav Eiffel's
Oh
death,
wow,
and that's the
I see it.
1515 prime.
Good one. Think ahead 201. Yeah, I've been seeing him post there in there too. That is a good find. Really good
Yeah,
find. And the 12689. It's got the 126 in it too.
yeah. Oh wait, and then wait. Oh, and that's crazy because that matches the date of. Oh yeah, that's why he said it. Oh wait a minute, because that's the date of that matches the date of the 1/26/1889. So 126. Do you see what he's saying?
What do you mean?
Because that's isn't that the date of the start of the construction, or was it the 80? Was it January
87
26th?
though.
Oh, 87. Oh, dang it. Oh, okay. Dang, that
That
would have
would
been
be
crazy if it was
insane.
89.
That would be insane if it was though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be insane if that was the 12689.
Yeah.
I mean, that's yeah, because it opened in 89 though, 1889. And what's interesting is if you go from the Statue of Liberty being dedicated to the opening of the well, first of all, this happened in 1889. The Statue of Liberty has happened in 86, so you have the upside down.
Right.
Yeah, he said in the chat he thought it was 1889 too. But yeah, that was still a good find though with the 1515 prime though. But it would have been epic. It would have been epic if it was the date.
Yeah.
Yeah, so well, thank you guys so much for sticking around, every one of you in the chat. We still have 81. We still have 81 in the chat. We have Kobe Bryant's high scoring game in the chat still.
Okay, Zenith. I remember seeing that video that Zenith made about Kobe and 522. He said that um, if you go 522 or Kobe Bryant equals 522 in Fibonacci, and then it's a span of 522 days before his death, that brings you back to his birthday. So his birthday, and then you add 522 days, and then I guess that's his death. But on his Twitter, I remember seeing that too. On his Twitter, he was following 522 people at the time which it's a little bit lower now, but I remember seeing that too. He was following 522 people on Twitter.
When he died?
Yeah, and Zenith has a video about that too.
That would be insane if he was following 523.
I know.
Because that would be Bray Wyatt again. That would be I mean, it's close.
Yeah.
And you know what's interesting about 523 is the 99th prime, so
Well, also what's interesting about 523 is that the 523rd prime is 3000 sorry, I know it's big, but it's 3761. And that's a number of I've mentioned before. I learned this from 7711 that Hebrew the year of Hebrew creation, it's recorded as 3761 BC. So 3761 is that 523 is really big in terms of Israel, or yeah, like Hebrew creation, and that connects to it connects to the Israel war, or when Israel was attacked by Hamas, because so in the I believe it's in the Hebrew Bible, there's 9,851 words, total words, in the book of Revelation. So I believe that's the Hebrew Bible. And um and if you go from 9851 to the day that Hamas attacked Israel, it's exactly 3,761 weeks.
Gosh, how do you
Yeah.
keep track of all these numbers in your head, man?
Well, that was a number that is a really big number to me, because I learned it from 7-1, because the prime factorization of 37, or when you break 3761 up, 37 times 61, that's the prime factorization of the number 2257, and the time of 22:57 p.m. is the 1377th minute of the day, and that 1377 is Revelation
Is the
8:11.
yeah.
So I've that's one of the numbers I always remember because of that, because of Revelation 8:11.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I just impressed on how you remember these big numbers, man. I can remember the normal, like, small numbers, but yeah, I'm starting to get to the point where I remember some of your bigger numbers that you do, but I just have trouble sometimes, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it's funny because I actually have a harder time remembering the smaller numbers,
Oh yeah.
like the 4 base ciphers, with like the main like people's names. Like, even to right now, I don't even remember what Donald Trump equals, like, off the top of my head. Like,
Donald Trump?
yeah, like I would have like I don't even remember what his name equals.
Well, let me see if I can remember. Let me see how good I am. 138, 48, 159, and 60. You guys can test me right now. 138, 48, 159, and 60. That one's an
We
easy
should have
one
like
though.
we should have like a we should host like a game, like a like gematria game show.
Yeah, that would be interesting actually. We could have all the decoders come on and see who's got a good memory, and like see who can remember the gematria. I know Joseph would probably win.
We could do like you could have your like the panel, and then we could do like the thing where the first person who raises their hand, like you write a name, or you just say a name, and then the first person who raises their hand, they have to name the 4 base ciphers, and then if they miss any, then they lose like points. But then if they get them all right, then they get points.
Yeah, that's a good idea actually. You guys in the chat hearing this? You guys want to do that? I don't know. I mean, maybe that's something we could do in the future.
Yeah. Um, I guess before, well, like since like while we still have people here, and before you sign out, because I'm sure you probably want to get going soon.
Did you see what
Um,
Zena said though, real fast? Did you see what he said?
oh, Plutocratic.
Plutocratic equals Donald Trump.
Oh shoot.
You
Oh
guys
my
seeing that
god.
too? Just so you guys can. Thanks, Zenith, for that one. 138, 48, 159. Donald Trump, plutocratic. Crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways, go what you were
Oh,
saying.
I was gonna say, can I like I really do not like to do, the predictions and stuff, but um, I guess I can take a risk of being wrong, but can I show why I think that there might be an earthquake on um May 5th, like 5/5?
Yeah.
So obviously, like earthquake, it equals 55, right?
Yeah. Can I share my screen with you? Or can you share your can I like hook up to your screen? Is that even possible?
Oh, let me see.
'Cause we need to see if we can do that. That way, because my computer is so slow at loading, maybe it'd be better if
Let's
isn't
see.
there like
I might be able to. Um, it's it says I'm sharing, but it doesn't look like it.
no, you are.
Oh, okay.
Sweet, man.
Well, yeah. Okay, let me show
This
something
makes
real
it
quick.
easier
So,
for me.
1 second.
Yeah, think ahead. That is my brother's birthday. How did you know that's my brother's birthday? Wait, how do you know that's my brother's birthday? That's weird. Did I mention that
Well,
in Sean's stream the other night? Is that why you know that? I was
yeah, I
just saying
remember you
because
told me that.
he was saying my brother's birthday is 5/5. Yeah, I think I mentioned it in the other. I'm your
Hmm.
brother. That would be insane if you are my brother. Are you my brother?
Dude, it's so weird, Cody. I have the weirdest thing to tell you.
Huh? Yeah.
I actually had a dream. I had a weird dream yesterday. That um I was hanging out with somebody, and then like it was somebody that I used to go to school with, and then you came out of nowhere, and you're like, "That's my brother." So it's weird. Yeah, and I was like, "What? You guys are brothers?" So that is crazy that this conversation is happening right now.
Are you kidding me? Because we just talked about my brother the other day too.
Yeah, I mean that could be why that like was in my psyche, like in my dream. So that could explain that, but the fact that this conversation is happening is funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
Um, so what I was gonna show is earthquake. So
Yeah,
first,
yeah, Zenith. Go ahead,
so
Sean. Sorry.
remember, oh, what's up?
Sorry.
You still
Go
hear me?
ahead. Go ahead, Sean.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I can hear you.
okay. So earthquake equals 480, right? As
Right.
you know, I don't know if everybody does, but yeah, earthquake equals 480. So the 480th prime is 3, 4, 13. So like 3, 4, 13, March 4th, 13. So I'm gonna look at the date 1913. So 3, 4, whoops, before 1913 to 5/5. Like, oh, I should have showed that. Let me see. Um, so earthquake equals 55. So that 5/5 is in 2 days. So from 3, 4, 13 to 5/5 is 5 5,800 weeks in 5 days, like 585. And again, that's that
Right.
earthquake number. That's the earthquake number. The study of earthquakes began in 585 BC. Um, so that's why I was like, that's pretty big there. And then the 585 connects to this date again because let me see my notes. Um, Okay, so it has to do with Pluto because you know how Pluto, like the 248 we're talking about. So 248. I was looking at what day was I looking at? Oh, this number here. Sorry. Well, yeah. So the 248th tetrahedral number is 25730000. So this caught my attention, the 2573, and so then I checked. So if you go from 2073, yeah. So if you go from that day, there might be an earthquake 5.5, and I'm not saying it would be a big one. It could be another like small one, like the Corona one, but 5.5 to 2573, like how
Yeah.
the 248th tetrahedral is 25730000. No, it's not popping up, but
Right.
oh, and then remember 248. The sum of divisors is 480. Like how the
Right. Yeah.
So it's exactly 585 months. Exactly. From 5.5 in 2 days to 2573. Exactly 585 months. And I
And
think
how many
there's one more.
days?
How many days?
It's the
Oh, 0 days.
126 days.
It's exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
It's
you're right, yeah.
well, that also, last year it would be like the 1 year anniversary of King Charles
Oh,
inauguration
yeah.
too.
Yeah. So another reason, looking at that date again, so the last time I looked at 1913, but if you look at 3413, again, that's the 480th prime number, 3413. But if you look at just at 2013, with the span, it's 481, and that connects to Revelation 6:12 because when you look at 481, the prime factorization of 481 is 13 times 37, and 13 is the sixth prime number, and 37 is the 12th prime number. So that
And
481.
you know what I'm noticing about 612 also? It's really like 666.
Oh, you're
6
right.
and then 6 plus 6 is 12.
You're right. Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, I think
Andrew Carpenter brought up something very interesting. 761 is 404 plus 357. 404 total verses in Revelation. And the 761 is so big. Wait, did anyone mention it? I don't. Well, anyways, the 761 is so big because that is the 135th prime number. So he said that 404 plus 357 is 761. That's pretty big. And
wait, the 357 is the what again? Which one's that?
well, that's the prime factorization of 105.
Yeah, but is he saying there's 357 total verses in Revelation or what?
No. 404. It's I think he meant 404 for the 404 total verses, and then when you add 357 to that,
But
it's
what's he mean
760.
about What's he mean about Daniel though? Does Daniel have
Mm.
357 verses or something then? Is that what he
Oh,
means?
is that what he's talking about? Andrew, can you respond to that? Because that's actually, if that's true, that's really big. Because Daniel's obviously like basically like the Old Testament version of Revelation.
And by the way, I got to give a big shout out to Zenith again. He's in the chat, like completely laying down the smackdown on the number 5 and how it's connected to music. I don't know if you have seen that, but
Oh, middle C. Oh yeah, zenith. So yeah, that's the middle C. That has everything to do with what happened yesterday, because I learned that from 7711 that the middle C is 261 hertz, 261 hertz. And like yesterday with 5-1, that's the 122nd day of the year, and the prime factorization of 122 is 2 times 61. And so I think that's why the 122, the 261, and the 51 are so tied together. But there's actually something I found that I wrote it down. Let me see, where is it? Okay, so actually I wanted to see, it's right here. Yeah, I wanted to see what those numbers, what you would get if you added them up. So 122 plus 135 plus 261, that equals 518. And that's like I said earlier, the top floor of the Space Needle is 518 feet. And then again, John Bryant was on 550,018 days, or 5,018 days when she died.
And then that 518 is also could be the date 518, which is the 138th day of the year usually.
Well, it's also, here's another thing too. So this has to do with the Golden Gate Bridge, because I hope I'm right about this. I think I'm right. Okay, so see the prime factorization of 518, 2 times 7 times 37.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. Yes. Okay, I'm right. So you look here. The length of the Golden Gate Bridge is 2737 meters.
2737. Yeah.
2737 meters. That's the Golden Gate Bridge. And 518 is 2 times 7 times 37. And again, Gianna Bryant was 5,018 days old when she died. And what did I just say about the 518? Oh yeah, this thing here that had to do with the 5-1 date, because 5-1 is again, May 5th is the 122nd day of the year. May 5th, 5-1 is the 122nd day of the year. 122 is 2 times 61. So when you add 51, I'll show you. So when you add, oh, sorry, I just added, oh, my bad. I didn't add the 51. I was looking at the relationship between 122 and then the 135 and the 261. My bad. So I just wanted to see how, because I know that the prime factorization of 122 is 2 times 61, and I wanted to see what the relationship would be with those two numbers and then the 135. So that's how you get the 518. My bad.
Okay, so it is the 257 plus 261 though.
It's 122. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's 257 plus 261. Yeah. So
yeah, okay.
But again, so this 257 is interesting because I showed you this beforehand, but when you go from the founding date of Kobe, Japan to the Corona earthquake that just happened 2 days ago, the 4.1, right. It was 1,621 months exactly, which if you guys can see, that's actually the date of January 6th, 21, so 1621. But that's also the 257th prime. And again, that's 257 is 122. Like 5-1 was the 122nd day of the year. Plus 135, like Kobe Japan is 135 years old right now. And Kobe being Bryant equals 135.
Yeah, that's
125,
crazy.
135 equals 257. And yeah, the 257th prime, 1621. And from Kobe Japan founding to the Corona earthquake, 1621 months. Oh, there's another thing I wanted to show you about that actually. Oh, perfect. We're right on, perfectly on track. So remember how? So look, see this 1621.
Yeah.
So if you go from 1621, wait, no, that wasn't right. Oh, okay. Do you remember that? Have you ever looked into the Kobe Japan earthquake?
No.
Yeah, there's a Kobe Japan earthquake on January 17th, 1995. So probably something we should look into more. But if you go
So the year my brother was born.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And remember how I told you that 1:35 a.m. is the 95th minute of the day?
Right.
So then you get your 95 again. But so if you make this the starting date, January 17th, 1995, and you go to the 1621, like how it was exactly 1,621 months from the founding of Kobe Japan to the Corona earthquake. It's 311 months and 20 days, and that is the date that the Corona was declared a pandemic. So two Corona connections with Kobe Japan. So again, from the founding of Kobe Japan to the Corona earthquake is 1621 months exactly, and then from the Kobe Japan earthquake to 1621 is 311 months and 20 days, and that is the date of the coronavirus pandemic declaration.
Right. That's crazy. It's the exact date too. It's the 3/11/20,
Yeah.
man.
And then if you go, because remember how earthquake equals 107? Remember?
Mm-hmm.
So then if you go from the Kobe Japan earthquake to the 5/5 date I was looking at, it's the 107 palindrome.
Wow. That's the Kobe earthquake, right? The 1/17/1995.
Yep. Yeah. To this date that I been
and
kind
I'm
of looking
connecting
at.
Kobe right now with all this other stuff, and now we got and look at that. It's 29 years and 109 days.
Oh, that is the 29th
That's
prime,
the
isn't it?
29th prime.
Oh,
So it's like 29,
wow.
29.
That's interesting. And I this number, this 109 is really interesting to me because it's, so the 109th square is this number, and it's also the 45th star number. So it's kind of interesting to me. I think I found some stuff with that, but I'm not gonna, might take me too long to find it. But okay, so something else with the Seattle Slew, or that, not Seattle Slew, but the race on the 4th. So yeah, if you go from, okay, so remember I told you that 5-1, the 51st square is 2601. Oh, that's another reason why that 5-1 is so connected to the 261. And that goes back to what you're talking about, Zenith, with the middle C, because the middle C is 261 hertz. And so the 51 square is 2601, and 51 is the 122nd day of the year, and the prime factorization of 122 is 2 times 61. So a huge connection with 51 and this 261. So if you go from
that's mainly in the leap year though, but yeah, that's crazy that they both line up like that.
yeah, exactly. Like I feel like that's why with the fact that it's a leap year, it like says a lot. So when you go from 2601 to actually I think it's so 2601 of this year to the horse race is 45,013 days, 4513, and that is the 612th prime number.
Yeah.
Revelation 612.
Man, I just
So
need you to do my. I just need your computer to do my live streams from now on. Your computer's so much faster. Jeez.
no, I definitely, if you ever need me to, I could definitely help out.
Yeah, because like right now, like you're just blazing through this. I'm like always waiting for everything, man. So annoying.
Yeah, I feel lucky that I work in like the accounting field too. Because wait, do you when you use your numbers, do you use the ones like do you, above the letters, or do you have like the right hand?
I don't
The
have
key.
that. I don't have the right hand numbers.
Oh man, dude.
That's why I'm also slow because if I had that, I would be faster because when I worked in retail, like at Menards, a home improvement store, I worked there for 8 years. I always use that right side keypad to type numbers. You know, it's faster. You know, but
Yeah.
when you're doing it up here, it's like it's not as fast on the top.
No, yeah, no, I feel you. Like that's why, like, I guess that's another reason why I'm kind of able to go fast too. But so looking at that 261 again. Oh, okay. It's interesting too. So again, that 2601, which is 51 square, 261 hertz is the middle C. I gotta send you a video too about because 7-1 made a video like connecting 261 to the key of Revelation, like with it being like the middle C. So it makes so much sense with like what we're talking about with the key of David and all that stuff. But yeah, so 2601 to January 6th, like 1621, like how Kobe Japan was exactly 1621 months when the Corona earthquake happened. So it's exactly from this date to this date is exactly 239 months.
Right.
And I think you know that 239, that's Golden Gate in Latin.
Right.
So,
52nd prime.
in Latin.
Zenith, are you a musician? You must be a musician. You know a lot about music. You know probably more than I do.
Oh,
He was rattling off a bunch of music stuff earlier.
yeah, and I just saw he was putting a bunch of things about 518 too. So he said that 518 this year has a significant alignment. He said he doesn't know enough to explain it. Okay, well, I'll try to look it up. But that's awesome to hear. And then 518 this year is also 18.5, right? And weren't you looking up 185 for a while?
Yeah, I was kind of. I mean, I have looked at that number like many times, but what I really think is interesting about that day. Well, normally it's the 138 day of the year, and that's Donald Trump. But if you follow Archaic's research, he talks about how the Phoenix event is every 138 years, the reset event. So the 138
Mm-hmm.
is also connected with the. If you follow Archaic's research, it's the reset, it's the Phoenix event. But this year it's the 139 day, which is the 34th prime, and 139 is Freemasonry also in gematria. Um, but the 185 is also Donald John Trump, stock market crash, U.S. dollar crash, all equals 185. One World Trade Center equals 185. Yeah, it is a big number.
Yeah, and it's so 3 years, 4 months, 13 days. Like how 3413 is the 480th prime number, and it's 1,229 days, the 201st prime. But did you ever look at this when you were looking at Kobe Japan? How it says, oh wait, why isn't it coming up? I saw something that said it connect. Oh yeah, so first official record 201 AD. Kobe Japan.
Okay. That's crazy.
So,
Well, Zach always says, if you follow Zach, he's the Jesuit guy, He says the Jesuits have been in Japan longer than any other country.
oh really? I didn't know he said that.
Yeah, I haven't done the research to actually verify that, but he always says that about Japan and the Jesuits.
Mm.
And I trust him because he does his research. So, I mean, it would make sense because Japan is like literally, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, remember how I was telling you last night about like the 107 and earthquakes, and then how 107 is the 28th prime number?
Right.
So look at this crazy sync with me and that. So if you go from my birth, or let me just do it in order. My birth to so October 7, 28 is I'll be 37. And that's like interesting because of Bray Wyatt's gonna be 37 this year. Or he would have been 37 this year. And Francis Ngannou was 37 when that whole thing happened. And then but if you go to this year, back in 1827, 10/7/1827, that was 163 years ago.
You mean 1828, right?
What did I just say?
You said
Anyway.
1827, so I just want to make sure.
Yeah, sorry, 1828, yeah. So October 7, 1828. So that was 163. That was 163 years before I was born. And that's earthquake.
Yep. Crazy, man.
Yeah. I just feel like that's super coded because it's like, again, earthquake is 107, and that's the 28th prime. And so from that date, October 7, 28, to my birth is it's like super. It's just like super coded with like the earthquake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
Like that. This being that.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, yeah, just the fact. Did you know that? Did you start doing earthquakes because you knew your birthday was 107? I guarantee you're not.
I did not. Yeah. I did not. Well, okay, this is like maybe like because I don't want to keep you going too long because obviously I have infinite amount of material, but I know you probably want to sleep soon. But I think this is like I know I shared like a really crazy sync with at the end of my video yesterday, but so if you look at my birth, like the day of my birth, this is how I knew that just something's not right. Something's not right. But like, so my birthday is 10/7/91, but then you like just as a number it'd be 10/7/91, right? Like you see this number?
Yeah.
So remember how the 612th prime number is 4,513?
Right.
So if you go from 4, 5, 13, but if you go from this 1813, and the reason why that is so significant this year because this was during the War of 1812, and if you look at the time of 1812 on the clock, or sorry, 6:12 p.m. is 18 hours and 12 minutes. So again, this is gonna be like another super coded thing, but if you go to Kobe's death, it's that exact amount of weeks as my birth.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that is
And
crazy.
and remember, Kobe was when he died, he was 41 years, 157 days, and then that's the 13th prime and the 57th prime or 37th prime, and then 13 is the 6th prime. Oh, dang it.
It goes
13
right
is
back to your 612.
Yep.
I didn't even notice that until now.
Yeah. That's how I just knew. I was like something ain't right here. There's something crazy is going on. And then wait. Yeah, there's just I was just like, what in the world?
Yeah, man, that's insane.
Because again, I was actually looking into like earthquakes and Kobe stuff before I knew this. Like, and I wasn't even necessarily connecting them at first, but I realized that from his last game to his last game to his death, he died 45 months 13 days after his last game.
Yeah.
And there was something else. Was it from his no, I'm not gonna remember, but yeah, I just remember like I noticed that he had a lot of 612 stuff, and then he was a Virgo, and Virgo's in the wait, Virgo the 6th house? Oops. Because I remember this too, because he yeah, because 6 and 12, like he's a Virgo 6, and he died. He had the connection with Jupiter with the 24, and then Jupiter rules Pisces 6/12. So I started seeing those patterns, and then I was like, yeah.
Just great stuff, man.
Yeah, I can probably stop there for now.
Yeah, well, it's good to know that I can share my screen with you now, though.
Oh
Well, and
yeah.
I can do that with anyone that comes on here. So, all you guys in the chat that are still here, again, thank you guys so much for just sticking around and listening to us basically decode on the fly and or just talk about this stuff. But yeah, I mean, again, hopefully, I want to do another roundtable soon, like actually a real roundtable. And knowing that I can share screens, then yeah, that makes it nice because my computer is so slow sometimes I can't really do all. But yeah, so I guess we're gonna hang it up. It's late here. I'm already getting tired, as you can see. I'm stuttering over my words a lot, but yeah, thank you to the 55 that are still in the chat. 55.
Sorry.
And thank you, Cozy. Thank you, Think Ahead. Thank you, Zenith, Visionary Vet, Sven Labs, Sven Dabs. Thank you, Uncanny Deduction, Brian. Yeah, thank you all. And if anyone wants to jump on I don't know if when the round table is going to be, but I obviously let you guys know a few days ahead of time. If I don't know if I'll do it, but I don't know. I might try to do it before I leave here because when I go back home, yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. But at any rate, just know that that will be coming soon. If anyone wants to join the round table, like to have a bunch of people on again. That's fun, always fun. And thank you again, Sean, for coming on, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And well, like before I came on, like everything you shared beforehand, like, dude, for real, like it's pretty unbelievable. I just gotta say.
Yeah, I'm still blown away by that Cody Rhodes cathedral thing, man. That really got me. I was like, what? Just some random cathedral that's in Rhode. It's in Rhode Island. It's dedicated on his birthday, and it's exact match in 2 ciphers to his full name and the full name of the cathedral, and then it's a direct match to his nickname. And it's going to be exactly 1152 months. This I wonder if something happens to that damn cathedral or something. I don't know, but or something in Rhode Island at least.
Yeah, I mean, if it does, we got it on video. So, but
Yeah. All right. Well,
hopefully,
yeah. Thank you guys so much again. I'm gonna hang it up, but I'll see you guys in the next stream. Thank you guys for watching. Anyone getting in late, if you guys are confused at what kind of stream this is, there was an actual presentation. Just go back to the beginning and watch from the beginning, and then if you don't want to watch all the random stuff we talked about, the presentation's in the beginning. So, but thank you guys for also watching all of our random stuff because we have a lot of stuff, and Sean does amazing work too. So thank you guys so much, and thank you, Sean, and we'll see you guys all in the next video, I guess. All right.
bye everybody. See you, Cody.
Yep. Take care, everyone.